The best.
Going live in 3.
She's gonna get you, Ryan.
2.
I think I'll be all right.
1. And we're
Clifton
live.
made it.
We're back.
What? Hey!
We're
Yeah!
I have no idea what happened.
Yeah,
Brought to you by Cox Communications.
cocksucker communication. Hi, audience. I'm sorry. I will actually apologize for a giant corporation that can't manage to get my internet straight. Can't wait to fucking move. Hey, so where were we? We want to reintroduce everybody again. We probably should reintroduce our guest.
Yes.
We have an actual very patient thespian and actor who sat through this delay that we just had. So again,
playing Smash Bros. He chose to play Smash Bros.
Playing Smash Bros.
So,
Man. It's all good.
smashing.
got a buzz on too a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? So there you go. Clifton Duncan, welcome, sir. Again. Oh, right on.
What's going on, y'all? How you
Well, we run a tight ship here. Very professional. We're highly organized, according to Rewriting Ripley.
doing so well?
Highly organized.
Imagine thinking we're that organized and we can't even the biggest show we have. We can't even make shit work. But we're this big organized group that has all this strategic planning of indoctrinating. Well, don't forget, Jeremy's the one behind the scenes running everything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, honestly, the reason it's been such a mess, Steve Bannon didn't give us our marching orders today, so we're really
yeah, we don't know what the fuck to do. So
it's a tight ship that has sunk to the bottom of the ocean.
Apparently, he's too busy laughing at Biden's speech, but
right. So again, it's a perfect week to have Clifton on after the Oscars failure, and that was an absolute win. I'm sorry. Yes, I know there was the coof and it was delayed and there wasn't any movies there. I don't think the ratings would have been much different, to be honest with you, and I think they'll be half as much next year, even with a full slate. Because I think people are fucking done. I think there's absolutely done with Hollywood preaching to us every single minute. And it's great to hear someone like Clifton speak up at the detriment possibly of his career. Here's
balls,
man.
Here's the thing too, because it's not these people are at the top 1 or 2% of the industry, you know what I mean? And we've all stayed through the credits of Marvel movies, so if the industry tanks or if things truncate, it's not just the actors who annoy you or the executives that suffer. You have caterers, security guards, hair and makeup people, carpenters, sound technicians, all these kinds of people who get hired to do TV shows and films, who get thrown out of work if the money's not coming in and people aren't watching. So it's not just, that's kind of what pisses me off the most, because I said during the brief period we were off stream that I'm completely fine, being the entertainment. My thing is, like, we are here for you. We are here. We are customer focused, consumer focused. The audience is our customers, and we wouldn't be here if not for you. And if you continue to alienate people, that's not a sustainable business model. And these people who think they know everything but don't know much of anything. I doubt any of these people study economics or world history that thoroughly, and can thus comment on current events in any sort of meaningful and deep way. And I've just noticed over the years that they just it just pisses me off. And because I mean it's and on top of all that, it's like there's a pervasive thing, and it's not just with I guess you would call it like leftist or social justice thought, that there is this continued tendency to want to condescend to the audience. And my thing is, look, even if people don't have Ivy League degrees, if they don't have the most robust vocabulary, people know what they feel, they know what they like and what they don't like. And even if they can't articulate it, they know. I mean, one of my favorite videos on YouTube, I watch it every few months. is maybe you've all seen it, but somebody took it's like a half-hour video where somebody so what?
He said Polly the polar bear.
Polly the polar bear.
Well, no,
great
Polly the polar bear
success
is my second favorite video. This one is
Have that bookmarked.
But someone took it's like a half-hour montage of people talking about The Last Jedi. And there's what you notice is that there's no uniformity throughout this montage of race, of gender. There's even a few non-binary people in there. Ben Shapiro's in there at one point. But they're talking about all the things they didn't like about The Last Jedi. And what you begin to notice is the quote unquote average person, they're picking up on all these plot points that don't work. They're picking up on all these story points and character interactions that don't work. And you can't ignore that. And you have this great tool like YouTube, you have the internet where people are giving you feedback and telling you what's not working for them. But if you call them Nazis, they're not going to show up. It just doesn't work. And it's amazing to me how they keep doing that. So there's my cancellation speech. It's been nice knowing you all. I'm going to go back to the next match.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
You're spot on, man. You're absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we see comment sections being turned off. Comment sections, sure, the comment sections can get rowdy. Comment sections can get a little bit out of hand. But the general message of the comment section is how people are feeling. They might go overboard or they might get, slightly exaggerated. But that, tends to give you the trend of what's going on. So when a movie company, when something like Disney on a Marvel or a comic or something like that turns off their comment section, you are actively saying to your audience, we don't care what you have to say.
Yep.
This is what you're getting, and you're going to like it, and you're going to be lumped with it. And your audience is saying, no, this is not what we want. And you're just going, la, 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 la.
They turn those off, but they turn the Twitter on. They listen to Twitter.
And it's not, I look at Twitter. I'm on Twitter, obviously. These people are crazy, but that's who they're listening to. But then, and it's funny because, I was in New York, but now I'm in Atlanta, and it's so refreshing because when you talk to normal people, they have lives to lead. They have other stuff going on. They have kids to take care of. They have jobs to worry about. They have mortgages to pay. They have medical bills to cover. And they either don't care about this stuff or they're just not really with it. They try to be nice. They want to be polite. They want to be accepting. They want to be tolerant of people. But at a certain point, they're also like, they don't really care. So what's happening now is that they are, this happens in the New York theater scene too, man. It's just that they're making movies for themselves, but not for us. And I'm speaking as somebody who grew up, playing video games and watching pro wrestling. And I'm just like, I want to be a fan too, even though I participate in these things. And it's just, you can't, it's just not sustainable. So I'm wondering, one of the reasons I began to start being more vocal is because I saw what happened. I'm seeing what's happening with the comic book industry. And I'm wondering if that's going to happen with the entertainment industry, especially right now when we have, so many different avenues for entertainment. I said, when your Oscar broadcast gets less viewership than the average PewDiePie video, something is going wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so something's got to give, something's got to change. So maybe, in terms of just the way that, alt tech and alt media sort of undermining, the cathedral right now. I think maybe alt entertainment is sort of the next way to go, because otherwise, people are just really, I'm kind of dismayed that people are turning off. They're checking out. They're saying, I don't watch TV anymore. I don't go to the movies anymore. And I just don't think that's
they're playing video games, dude. That's what they're doing. If you look at the correlation between the drop in the entertainment industry and the rise in the gaming industry. Now, sorry, Gary, but we had a hidden camera in your apartment, and we took this footage when you went off.
Oh, I'm busted. I've been drinking booze. Look at that.
Yeah, that's true. You guys want to know how it goes behind the scenes, the setup at the Nerdrotic cave. This is it.
Fucking fuck you. Fucking fuck that shit.
Pretty toxic.
That's what happens to the last computer.
Yep.
Exactly. I do think we have to like take a moment and like talk about how brave it is for Clifton. He said he just went to Atlanta. You're not allowed to vote there. I don't know if you've heard. So it's really brave.
I heard that you don't know how to use the
you
computer
came out there and
get ID. So
yeah.
I know. I crossed the state line, and they were like, "No, nigga, you ain't voting. Not today. I can't watch baseball."
So good.
How do people feel about the MLB All-Star Game getting moved? Since you're in Atlanta, are people pretty fucking pissed about that?
You know, I mean, obviously I can't speak for everybody, but I do know. I mean, Atlanta is a city that has 3 major sports teams. And, you know, at my previous job, when the NBA All-Star Game was down here, I mean, these kinds of things, they generate so much business. And it's not just, you know, people working the games, you know, or like, you know, you're talking about snack vendors, all kinds of stuff. But, you know, Uber drivers get more business. People go out to clubs and restaurants to eat, to celebrate. You know, people buy outfits just to enjoy themselves at the game. It's a big event. So there's all kinds of things that happen around these events, not just the events themselves. And it's stunning to me that that these these major corporations. I mean, Will Smith was also shooting, and also shout out. You know, people should give respect to Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler was thinking about leaving Atlanta, taking his production elsewhere, but he decided that it would be more harmful to the people of Atlanta if he left than if he stayed. So he's somebody who's actually smart. He's a good storyteller and he's smart. You know, but Will Smith was shooting a movie down here. He decided to leave. And I'm like, have any of these people actually read the bill? I highly doubt it. And,
man.
I mean, you're going to go to Denver? No offense to Denver. I mean, I want to see y'all dispensaries, you know, for once in my life. But you went to a city. You're talking about minority voting rights, and yet you took your business out of a city with a 56% black population and you moved it to a city with a 6% black population. That doesn't make any sense.
It's called justice, Clifton.
Yeah, I mean, all it takes is for people to just look just a little bit. Don't look at the blue check mark brigade and what they're saying. Just do your own research, and it only takes just one little piece of information for you to realize what's going on.
Turn the news, and
but it's not Hollywood's job to get politically involved. Your job's to make fucking entertainment for the masses. So stop it with your fucking politics. It's got nothing to do with you. Beak her down.
I was thinking earlier, you know, back in the golden age of Hollywood, I mean, they had people that were hired specifically to manage the public images of these stars. And now I think in the age of social media, I think it's very abundantly clear why those people were so important. Maybe they should come back. It's just you know, we can't. You know, we're here to serve you. My job is to be, as Gary says, again, an adult pretender. And, you know, you shut. I mean, I said this when we were off stream. You know, you leave the tragedy of your life, whatever that is, for a few hours, and then you enjoy yourself, or you laugh, you cry, you're thrilled, you talk with your friends about it, you have a good time. And then you leave, and you know, I go home and I do my thing, and you do whatever you do, and it can be that simple. No babies will die if I fail at my job. We're not curing cancer. It's not that important. It's not that big of a deal. Just like realize where you are in the pecking order of life, and just have a good time. You know what I mean? That's it.
You are important, right? It's escapism, right? It is important, but you're not a scientist. And you got to understand that. And I think so many actors, for some reason, they have this huge head and they think that, oh, because I have a platform, I can use my voice to spout all these ideas. And it's like, okay, sure, you can have ideas, but for some reason, we have this society where we think that actors all have better understanding of reality than the everyday man.
No.
They don't.
Yeah,
that's what it is. These people. I mean, I have some sympathy, obviously, but it's just you have a team of people that surround you and tells you everything that you want to hear, and that you're wonderful, that you're amazing, that you're great. Everyone handles you with kid gloves. I mean, even directors, even established directors. I've seen this. You know, you'll be on set or in rehearsal, and they'll be intimidated by the star, and it's just like, no, well, what this person is doing is bullshit. I don't believe that. I'm not convinced by what they're doing, but they're just like, oh, this person is so talented, yada yada yada. I just want to. I'm like, dude, but it's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's so they're cocooned in this this air of people telling them that they're brilliant. Because why? People are making money off of these people. You know, once you get to a certain level, you have an actor, you have a manager, you have a publicist, you have lawyers you have to pay, you have all these people around you that you have to give money to, and they're making money off of you. So of course they're not really going to be incentivized to tell you what, you know, when you're going wrong. And I've been to LA, and even in New York, it's the same thing. You know, it's just that it's this progressive kind of enclave. I use progressive in air quotes, and they're completely divorced from how everyone else lives their lives. And maybe it's just me. I mean, I'm a military brat. I didn't grow up rich, and I feel more of a connection to everyone else than I do to people who are fucking rich. I don't know, but it's what you said. My quarter black friend is spot on. I feel the kinship. Where are you from, huh?
we talked about this.
This is a melanoma moment.
We talked about this a lot on like Sports Wars and stuff about like there's a lack of leadership in my opinion, because you look at the UFC. The UFC has left-leaning voices that are talking about BLM, okay, and then you also have people that are talking about MAGA, and it doesn't compromise what your view of UFC is, because Dana White is a real leader. And what, so again, it's not like we're in a time where it's almost like you have to let people kind of, if they want to speak, like we're at that point. So if you're going to let people speak, you need to let all people speak. Problem is, the Hollywood is they've created just an echo chamber. There's not one, right-leaning actor that would feel comfortable getting on stage right now and saying anything other than the talking point. And I've got some echo right now. I don't know who it is. Does anybody else hear that?
Yep. Yeah, I was hearing it.
Okay, but so there's not one.
It's quarter black.
Yeah. But like Tim Allen, for instance, Tim Allen can't get on stage right now and say anything that he probably believes in the real world, because Hollywood would cancel him across the board.
He got his show canceled despite it having good ratings on ABC.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Disney canceled it.
Yeah,
and there are definitely conservative themes in that show and from Tim Allen in general. But if you've ever watched it, they poke fun at both sides. They present multiple opinions.
Yep. And they still canceled it.
Yeah,
because an open dialogue and an open discussion is not what Hollywood's interested in. They're only interested in that one side of the equation. Tim Allen said it. I think he was on Jimmy Kimmel a few years ago, where he made a joke about talking about your politics if you're conservative in Hollywood, and people are just checking out. The Oscars are so unwatchable at this point. They really only exist to be memed and made fun of. There's no entertainment value whatsoever in that. And it's sad, but we're going to keep calling them out, because that's where we're at. People are just tired of it. They're checking out. No, and I said it on our previous stream that we restarted, but even the normies are at a point now where even they're just watching going, this is just ridiculous. I'm not tuning in to be preached to. I'm tuning in to watch, an award show or watch. I don't have a problem with any entertainer that has a different political opinion than me. I don't have a problem with anybody who has a different political opinion than me. I have a problem when you take the job that you have, that you've elevated to, and then you suddenly start pushing politics, and then you try to say that you don't want someone that is different from you to watch it. That's the problem. So if you're an actor, do your job. Shut up, do your job. If you're a football player, basketball, shut up, do your job. And then when you're not on camera or making a movie or at a sporting event, go do whatever you want in the real world and for whatever cause you want to, go after. No, I don't think anybody really has a problem with that. It's the fact that they're pushing it into the entertainment, and they're telling you that if you don't believe like us, then you can't enjoy this and you're toxic. That's what we're tired of.
Well, I think on top of that is that, it's not that you can't have a political point of view or any kind of point of view in whatever story you want to tell. It's just that I think that the activism has superseded the story craft. You know what I mean? It's like it's so you're no longer dealing with relatable characters. You're dealing with symbols. You're no longer dealing with you know, a story that's surrounding an overarching theme that questions something about who we are as people, or who, you know, or how we behave in terms of a larger, you know, society or whatever. It's about a message, and it's become, I make this joke that the morality play went out of style in like the 1600s, but now here we are again, doing the same kind of thing. I made the analogy before about, there's I talk about Tyler Perry, who, people have their differing opinions on him, but he'll do a movie or a stage play, and the plot will stop cold when the character starts preaching about Jesus or singing to Jesus, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I get it. But then you watch a movie such as Avengers Endgame, and the plot will stop cold because we have to have this moment of like, she's got help, and you see all of a sudden during this apocalyptic battle, all these women happen to find themselves in the same place at the same time. They can stop and move, have this slow motion moment, and it's like, okay, well. So
the period
in the same way that this Tyler Perry film will stop, in praise of God, we're pausing the story progression of Endgame in praise of women, and it's not. And the thing is, we had a similar moment in Avengers Infinity War, one of the greatest fucking movies ever, where you had like the quote unquote girl fight, but it was like you had Adora Milaje, Denai played that, and Scarlett Johansson, and what's her face, whatever, and
Scarlet Witch.
Right, and Elizabeth Olsen, and they had this moment with the I guess the female Thanos, whatever, and it was a cool moment because it was integrated
Captain Marvel
into the story. Whatever, and
whatever.
But even that, right? But even that, it's like if they had actually gone a traditional route and said, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, we're going to have just a traditional superhero story of this like put upon character who rises up and learns how to believe in themselves. That I think that would have been a much more relatable story, and you could have inspired, young girls and women, to believe in themselves and be strong and be powerful. But, it seemed to be this overarching thing about like, I'm a girl and girls are great. And it's like, well, we knew that already. We didn't need to be told that.
Her stories that she remembers how awesome she is,
but that's the disingenuous nature, because they know we know that they are trying to fake to us that this is groundbreaking, that this is new, that this is something we've never seen before. Yeah, complete gaslighting. Well, when we know we've had decades of cinema, we've had decades of television, books, everything, all kinds of media, comics, blah blah blah, where we have strong female characters, which we didn't have to put the tag of strong female character on. They were just a good character. Everything now seems to have a label. You can't be a superhero anymore. You're a black superhero. You have to have an additional tag put onto it because they need you to be aware of the identity politics behind the whole thing. And when you're trying to post that to people who have seen decades and years and all this of this entertainment before and done much, much better, then your audience is going to roll their eyes and they're not going to say, oh, for Jesus Christ's sake. Like the moment in Infinity War, Endgame, where all the women came together. And if you've seen the backstage footage where they do the little documentaries and stuff, and all the producers are there going, oh, well, we wanted to have this great, powerful moment with all the wonderful women of Marvel. And it's just like, no, fuck off. If you wanted to have a clever moment in that part, if you wanted to do something a little bit original and different because it was the final fight, then what you should have done is it should have been a homage to the 10 years of the MCU. And the buck should have started with Iron Man, and then Iron Man passed it to Hulk, and then Hulk passed it on to Captain America. And you literally go through the groups. Guardians of the Galaxy get it. And you have all the unique aspects of this Marvel Cinematic Universe, which have been put together, each having the torch for a bit before it gets to Tony Stark to flick the fingers. Not this dumb, stupid Girl time! Everyone's got their periods. Awesome.
Hey,
that's
Peter Parker.
And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you on top of that, it's very strange because at a time when we're talking about diversity, we're talking about inclusion, what these people do is they erase the people that came before. So when Black Panther came out, for instance, people were like, well, finally, there's one for us. There's one for us. We have a superhero of our own.
Yep.
Somehow forgetting. I mean, I know my fellow 80s babies will know this, but or before. I mean, have you ever heard of Wesley Snipes? This was like one of the biggest action stars
Wesley Snipes.
of the 1990s and early 2000s. I mean, this guy played Blade, but Passenger 57, 1600 Penn. I mean, this dude, and in addition to being an incredible actor, he's a fantastic actor. But he's also a great martial art. He was a bona fide action star.
Yeah,
we're erasing him. We're erasing him and his memory in services. Or even when Captain Marvel came out, we had to pretend that Gal Gadot hadn't just smashed it in Wonder Woman 2 years before that.
Yeah,
it's very strange, and we're supposed to ignore this. It's like it's just, and we're not stupid. Or just the other day, this guy tweeted, and he deleted it, of course,
naturally.
But it was this Asian American guy. I guess he's a filmmaker, actor. Maybe you saw it, but he was like, finally we're getting films with Asian leads in it.
Yeah,
and it was like, whoa,
Jet Li. Like, come on.
They just don't
how
watch
disrespectful
movies.
is that? I mean, Jackie Chan has like demolished his body. If Jackie Chan, who's one of I see him as a physical comedian on par with people like Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin. This dude is brilliant. Erase him? Are you fucking kidding me? What's wrong with you?
And he's still doing it. He almost died in his most recent film. His most recent film, Vanguard, he almost died. He almost drowned in that movie.
He is still doing every film he does, Odin.
No, seriously. But still, at his age, he is still doing it.
And he loves his craft, and you can see that. And Jackie Chan, and the guy is a fucking god. But whenever they fucking talk to the guy, he just talks about how much he loves it, how much he loves to entertain people, how he loves to do these set pieces and try and come up with something different, something new. So people go to his movie and go like, oh, I've never seen Jackie Chan doing that before. And that's why he destroys his body, because he's always trying to give us that little thing we haven't seen Jackie Chan do before.
I haven't seen it because Shang-Chi's coming out, and it's the first time I ever saw an Asian person in the lead.
Well, then that's the thing. Buddy. As you're talking about how Jackie Chan and what he talks about, and that's the problem. If he was victimizing himself right now, he would be. They would be like,
that's true.
Jackie Chan. Because as I've said, if you're a non-white dude, if you're not victimizing yourself, they just pretend you don't exist. They don't acknowledge you. Just like when
masterpieces like Hard Boiled and shit like that, which is just like
and they don't mention it.
Tiger, Hidden Dragon, House of Flying Daggers, Hero. You got these these are monumental films when they came out. Monumental.
Well, I mean, you remember, I remember. Obviously, most people here are old enough to remember when Blade came out, and when Blade came out, Blade was marketed and talked about as a cool ass movie, not the first black or this or that, or it was just, this is a cool movie. Wesley Snipes was a legit badass action star. Like, I don't think people understand it. Like Clifton was saying, he was on point. Like Passenger 57. Oh my God, man.
He has to slow down because he was too fast.
Good. We're overlooking like the true like heroic nature of Wesley Snipes. Dude didn't even pay his taxes. That's fucking badass.
But to be fair, I think from what I understand, he was like screwed by one of his accountants or managers or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really, that's the worst part of this, is that like in 20 years from now, if we're and again, I don't hate Black Panther. I actually liked it. It was fine. But if in 20 years from now, if we're talking about Black Panther and Blade is something that doesn't get discussed at all, that is a fucking tragedy. And that's what's happening right now. Like, they're going to point to Black Panther and pretend that was the the moment where black people were in a movie for the first time. You know, like that's what they do, you know. And you look at, again, I haven't seen Captain Marvel, not going to see Captain Marvel, but Wonder Woman was an awesome movie and I loved it. And I questioned if Gal Gadot was the right choice. And once I saw that movie, I was proven 100% wrong.
Gal Gadot, she's so good in that. She's she's this great combination of of warmth and strength and intelligence and femininity and just power and she can pull off her action scenes. Not everybody can do that. She's so convincing. She's so great, but we're supposed to pretend. It's so disrespectful to people like her to just pretend that she didn't do anything. You know what I mean? It's just
absolutely.
And because remember she got attacked.
Before that,
remember, Marvel is so groundbreaking with Shang-Chi that they cast 4 actors from Crazy Rich Asians. 4.
But remember with Gal Gadot, she got attacked because of her faith and because she had served in the Israeli military.
Yes.
right, yeah.
And I think that might be another reason why they have no problem trying to act as if she's not the first, or like at least the more recent of like the big.
It is so stuck in Marvel's head that DC beat them on that one thing, and Wonder Woman didn't have 2 of the most anticipated sequels of all time. And they, oh my God, they remember when it made more money than Wonder Woman. They were all, oh yes, it's $1 billion at the box office, and it was such bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't see any empty theaters when Wonder Woman was in there. I saw plenty of empty theaters that were meant to be full when it came to Captain Marvel. Sure, that was just clerical.
Oh, my theater was pretty empty. I want to say there was like 15 people in it when I saw Captain Marvel.
Imagine these losers on Twitter who get offended over pronouns in bio. Imagine them watching movies like Menace to Society or fucking Boys in the Hood. These are the Democratic people that they were trying to cancel all of the gangster rappers back in the day. Dolores Tucker, trying to cancel Tupac. These are the same fucking people that are trying to tell you how much they're for, black voices mattering. All these fucking people are hypocrites. And we live in a world. I want to show these people that get offended over fucking pronouns in bio. I want to show them some of those, 80s and 90s movies. And let's see how they feel about some of like listen to gangster rap and shit. And let's see, are you still offended over pronouns in bio? Shut the fuck up. It's
DMX.
Unbelievable.
Listen to DMX.
I saw so many of them going, who is this DMX guy when he died? Like,
is that Ryan?
Carl Manvers.
Carl Fivers.
And
also,
that looks like
real quick. I was gonna say, look, if they, I find it very interesting that they're trying to go in this sort of woke direction. And when they cast Captain Marvel, they didn't go with the Secret Wars, Monica Rambeau, I have an afro and I'm a bad motherfucker, Captain Marvel. They went with the pretty privileged white girl. Why is that? No disrespect to
Kelly Sue DeConnick. That's why.
What's her? I can't remember her name. But but I mean, if you really wanted to do that, why did you not go with? I mean, there's plenty of black women who have so much personality, who who are looking for their big break. Because at that point, the franchise is a star anyway. So you could have made a new star. And they made a big deal around that, but they didn't do that. They went with Miss Larson. So
because they don't really believe it.
Good for her, but at the same time,
it looks a lot like Sabretooth from the first X-Men movie.
I agree. That's right.
I'm trying to read the label. What country is this from? It says Assemble 2019 Avengers Union Legend. Collection value.
Oh shit! This could be the UK. Fuck.
It sounds like UK.
Because in the UK it was called Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't call it Avengers because we have the John Teal
show.
A TV show called Avengers, so they had to call it Avengers Assemble over here.
Hey, you'd think it was in the UK, it'd be the teeth that'd be fucked up instead of the forehead.
I love
maybe they are. She's got a mouth closed.
Is this Ellen Page?
Union Legend there. All right.
There we go.
I want to see what the Iron Man is next to her because he's looking like a fucking weirdo as well with his arm. But there you go.
I put it in the private chat.
Quarter Black, did you just dead name?
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Cancel.
Elliot.
Elliot.
That awful.
I'll be right.
Does that not look like that Captain Marvel?
It does.
She got a 5 hit.
Yes, that was a 7 head. You kidding me? Hey, George Oil.
George,
Moyo.
the man.
Moyle.
Man,
George.
I have a cold. So this weekend I'm fighting back against the Wagenda by eating a ribeye, watching Soylent Green, reading Marvel Spotlight #5 and Mouse. Oh, that's a good one. And then wiping my ass with Kathleen Kennedy, The Dry's High Republic, and before watching Lord of the Rings, listening to the greatest voices since Letty Bruce. Friday Night Tights. Whoa.
Damn.
To you all, Kathleen Kennedy is the Anita Sarkeesian of Rian Johnson's. Oh, man.
Oh my god.
$500.
That's an epic comment.
Wow.
Beastly.
Yeah.
Legendary George.
George, hope you get better. Boo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully you feel better, buddy. Thank you so much for everything you do for all of us, man. You're great. George is a legend.
Yeah.
Is
That is insane, man.
Yeah,
That's more than Brie Larson made in Captain Marvel.
has that gone into production yet?
Captain
Oh,
Marvel
she
2.
put a video out yesterday where she's back in a tits out phase, ethot moment, girl.
On her
Back in the
channel?
gym. She's back in the gym. Yeah.
Okay. Is she pushing any Jeeps backwards on
She ain't
flat
pushing
road.
any boundaries, I'll tell you that, baby.
I don't think so. I was looking for
And
my
she's got
God.
only 84,000 views in over a day. Poor Brie.
She's got 4 million subs, 2 million subs, 100 million
half a
subs?
million.
Millions of subs.
Half a million.
Purchase
What?
stuff.
She's not even hit a million.
No,
No.
she
I
slowed
like
down.
how she's. I like how one of the last thumbnails she did. It was like with the outline. You know what I mean around her, like the typical YouTuber thing, the thing that we do all the time. So she's figuring it
yeah.
out. She's finding her.
She
place.
hired
I'm telling you,
somebody to figure it
Bree,
Whoa.
Bree, just put yourself in the thumbnail with red eyes. It has worked wonders for the YouTube Gamers channel. Okay.
Can someone explain to me
guilty
what
pleasures. The Brie
what
Larson
that is?
video
What is
3
the whole
days
red
ago.
eyes thing?
It's all about being woke. So it's like, what the heck was that?
Garrett,
That was a
as Gary
Brie.
played it. Yeah.
Oh lord.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
It's crazy that her gym's like right next to that little like sitting room that she films in. I didn't realize
Little
that.
fake set.
She's not wearing her mask in the gym.
25K 3 days ago.
Yeah, that's the one with the pink outline that I was talking about for that little podcast.
36K. Okay, that show's not working, darling.
And how many subs does she have?
500,000.
She has 572,000.
And only 25,000 views, huh?
Just
A million.
Yeah,
Wow.
as far as the red eyes go, Clifton. Yeah, that was a whole meme about like when people are woke and they just have the red eyes and that's their wokeness. That was my understanding of it, and it worked really well. So
it's just transformed a little bit. Now you can do it like if someone just destroyed someone, you can do it if someone's being an asshole. Like it's just anything.
Somewhere Lethal Lightning is watching this video.
Wait, is she
That
doing
ass though?
Well, go back to when she's arching. It don't look like much there. She's like pushing it
Yeah,
up. with
look
the
at how
fucking
yoked
hamstring.
up she is for her role.
Do that one right there. Yeah, there's that ass. Yeah.
Look at those 4-inch
I
pythons.
can't believe that Brie.
Guys,
Can't
guys,
believe
come
that
on.
Brie's an
That's the
ethot.
new
This is
workout
incredible.
standard to be a firefighter. Like that's all they have to do now.
Yeah.
Downward
Well,
facing dog.
I better make sure
I
my
have
eyes-
I wonder how many dudes just take screenshots of this and zoom in on her feet and fucking jerk it to this shit. Like, fucking agree.
I have not made a Brie Larson video in months, and I'm not going back. I'm not going back.
You say that.
Oh,
Brie
you
She'll
Larson
say
is-
one
she's-
thing.
she's
She'll say
amazing.
one thing and
She is-
bring you back.
She is a wonderful human being and a fantastic actress, and I decry all of you for your sexist,
We deserve it. That's
bullshit.
fine.
Yep.
Don't disrespect the Brie.
Ah.
The
Brie.
Queen
I
Brie.
love
I
Brie.
wasn't
I love Brie.
disrespected. I was saying
Unfortunately, it's just a cheese.
there's a bunch of people
So-
out there that really like those videos.
So are you saying you want to be in Unicorn Store too? Is that what I've just heard?
Oh no! Somebody's actually discovered
I mean, if the check
where the
clears.
doll came from. This is the Brie doll. It's the It's the cast-off molds from Mask.
Oh no.
Oh no, no.
That's actually it, right there.
Cher's stood behind him.
no.
If you believe,
Oh man. Oh boy.
that's Brie. That is Captain Marvel.
That's rough, bro.
At least the UK version of Captain Marvel.
Look at how much the
This
amount
is
of
the thumbnail
chin
for my
and
next
forehead.
video.
the amount of chin and forehead in the picture is just fucking nuts, dude.
Wasn't this David Spader or something? I
No, I
remember.
don't think.
That's
No.
no idea.
That's like mid
No,
80s when
it
that
wasn't.
came out, right? That was like
Yeah,
mid
it's
80s.
80s.
Eric
Was it
Stoltz,
mid-80s?
is that what they said?
Eric Stoltz. That's
Eric
the one.
Stoltz, yes.
Almost Marty.
Is that
McFly.
Eric Stoltz?
I
Really?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Eric
think-
Stoltz. That's it.
We're all, yeah.
No, I looked it up. It's Eric
I
Stoltz.
just saw it in the chat, so that's why I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're never supposed to say when the chat tells you. You're supposed to pretend that you came up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came from
No,
the
I
noggin.
love getting the chat credit.
I see that funny joke. I'm gonna say it to the.
I love the chat.
I'm gonna say it.
I'm gonna.
You can just imagine there's people in the chat. Go, I fucking typed that in the chat. I fucking typed that in the chat. Oh, where's your voice? Where's your voice? Oh, suppressed by white supremacy.
Always.
That's literally that's
the roots of
literally
everything.
how it always goes. It always goes like that.
Doesn't it?
Everyone's here. We've got our audience back.
Hi.
So thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
Hi, I
love
like Nintendo.
I like Nintendo. I
Hi.
love Nintendo.
Fan.
No, she's on to
What's going
Sony
on?
now, isn't she?
I don't know. Is she?
She
If
played
Brie Larson starts
with Tessa Thompson, right?
if Brie
Oh,
Larson
that's it,
starts playing
Fortnite.
Titanfall 2, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem.
I mean,
Stay
you're
away
gonna
from
have a
Titanfall
problem.
2. Stay away from Titanfall 2.
Because
the
she's going to be
greatness.
one of the fucking couple people playing it on
Hey,
PlayStation if she
hey.
does
650% player base increase on
on
Steam.
Steam.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 is making a comeback. One of the
Sandy-
greatest games
Sandy QU for $14.99 says, we have a Shakespearean actor here. Let's be professional.
That's a funny one. That's a funny one.
Here's Clifton. Thanks
I like how Az is wearing the same sweatshirt as the one where he was in the meme with Ryan and Kristen.
I see something queer here. For this queer thing here. Oh my lord. This is great research.
What was that from again? As that was from God, somebody said they were keeping track of all the queerness in
Get with
in
that.
media or something. It was
Yeah.
a queerness
tracking the
media
queerness.
tracker.
I
tracked the
thought that was
PS,
called
yeah.
Gaydar.
Heyo.
I love
Evan S
Professor
for
Az.
$99.99. Hail all. I am sorry that everyone has lost their favorite fandoms, but I'll be happy this year that I don't have to share my birthday with the normie Star Wars Day, which is the least favorite franchise. Lifelong. It says he probably wants to say live long and prosper. Pack. Thank you, Evan. Thank you very much. Thank you for the $99.99. Yes, real Star Wars Day is not May the 4th. I agree with Ryan. It's May the 25th. But
That's
don't
right.
tell Disney. That's Disney Star Wars Day. That's what we can call it. Disney Star
Yeah.
Wars Day.
Oh
I
yeah.
like it.
I like it too.
So do you think there's anything behind Star Wars posting that picture and it doesn't have any Disney trilogy on it on Twitter? I'm gonna bring it
I
up.
don't think there's
Laziness.
anything. I don't think there's anything to it, but it's really fun to make fun of the losers that are offended over it. That's
Yeah,
the
it
best
triggered a
part
lot of
it.
people.
Yeah, they were very offended by it, and yeah, that I don't
None
think
of
there's
my
anything
characters
to it.
were in the poster.
Yeah,
I want my
But-
characters.
It is true that because that image that they posted, if you've seen the full image, on the left-hand side you get Rey and Poe and that, and on the right-hand side you get Kylo, psychopath, takes his top off. But when they posted this, they are cropped off the image, and they're not just cropped off their image;
It's a
they're
different
removed
image.
from this image. So
Yeah,
they
it's-
have
it-
actually
yeah.
been digitally removed. So this is a purposeful
Oh.
image.
I wouldn't say they've been removed. I'd say all the characters have just changed positions. Like, because Yoda originally is like way further off to the left in that like banner one.
Does Han Solo look a little bit more like Solo from the Solo movie? Look at him.
I don't know. Luke looks like it looks like he's fucking transitioning right there.
That's a whole different,
No, that's the holiday special Luke right there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I remember this type of artwork, if I'm not mistaken, was at Star Wars Celebration Chicago. They had a giant banner, and it was
like
basically
different sections of the.
Yeah, it was like the prequel era, the original trilogy. Then you had Clone Wars stuff. Then you had sequel trilogies. Like it was all these different eras. That's what the artwork looks like to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, when you've got like Ventress in there, I don't know.
You got the Bad Batch. You got the Bad Batch because
they've made a decision not to put any of the sequel cast there. That's a decision.
I agree, but I would also say I'm sharing my screen. We get a chance, Gary. This isn't the only like promotional art for that. They've got a lot of it floating around. Like this is going to be up on Disney Plus. Again, May the 4th be with you with the fucking like sequel characters.
What is
I'm sorry, but where did they get
garbage?
What is
art?
But it looks terrible.
What is this Tumblr shit?
I know that is absolute garbage.
I think they admitted that was fan art. I think
What
they
is
admitted.
What is Ray doing?
It's this guy says I was commissioned by Lucasfilm to create this official Star Wars mural for Star Wars Day. So
so you bragging about that? All right. I mean, good for you, bro.
I would not.
The proportions are way off on Ray here. And first of all, she has tits. That's not true.
Big old ass.
But also, is she wearing a gown? Like, what's going on here?
It's just like part of the art. Swoosh, I guess. She's moving so fast. It's like Kylo with like a fucking bodysuit on. I don't know what's going on here. What the fuck is this? Is the hand is like here, but the lightsaber hilt should be
the hilt. Like what?
Are you dropping it or something? Well, that'd be pretty normal.
You just have Grievous and Maul out with like transparent PNGs that he dropped in there. It's not great. But
like, hey, put
what
Darth
I'm saying
Maul in
is
there.
there's multiple different fucking iterations of this shit going out there.
Paid somebody. Hey, if you got your money, buddy, good for you.
Yeah.
But it was funny to see everybody freak the fuck out. It was funny to see all the people who have been laughing because you're done. Star Wars isn't for you anymore. Get out of here. It was fun to see all those people spurg out when their characters get ignored, when their characters get disrespected. You know,
all of a sudden
it's really
okay
funny when the shoe's on the other foot. Yeah.
Yep.
So, Clifton, you're in the industry.
For now.
For now.
For one more night.
Do you get a sense that especially we'll say the working class actor, right? The one who's not the top 1% and the crew members and stuff, are they concerned? There's a lot of things to be concerned about, but it seems to me that a lot of people aren't concerned with the division in this country and how much audience they have lost. I think the Oscars it's just the latest award show that had horrible ratings. And it's because of the coof. And there's a lot of other factors too. But are you getting any sense of concern, or is it just full steam ahead on the politics?
It's hard to say because, I have people that reach out to me privately and they agree with with people like me and with us, but they're just afraid to say anything. But at the same time, I have relationships. Maybe I should be talking in the past tense, but I have these relationships with like on your Facebook friends or you follow on Twitter, casting directors and other directors and people who are up and coming, and they're true believers. And one of the reasons I began to say something was that when it comes to, not to get too political, but then when it comes to Black Lives Matter or anti-racism, they're really going full force with this. And there's an economist named Eric Weinstein. I don't know if you or your audience are familiar with him, but he has this concept that he calls the gated institutional narrative, or the GIN for short. And basically you have all of these you have this sort of, publicity, media, industrial complex where, these people are, they watch the quote unquote news, they believe everything MSNBC or CNN says. And, they're also, you have, outlets like Variety or the Hollywood Reporter, which are trade papers. And, you have publicists, you have critics, professional critics who also uphold this kind of thing. So they're all ensconced in this bubble. I mean, I remember my manager, when Quibi was around and, they're trying to, she wanted me to audition for all these shows and, you go in for it. And, but at the time it was like, Quibi is going to be the next big thing and it's all buzzy and there's so much buzz about it. And, we all saw what happened to that. And so they're sort of on their own planet. And, I keep reading these scripts and, I think one of the reasons that I'm, people always ask, well, who is this guy? Why is he on this stream? And, if I bought into the narrative, I mean, I get so many fucking scripts where it's like, the same old story about Black victimization and it's just, or, I get, I get these scripts. I mean, look, I'm 6'3", y'all. And I get these scripts where it's like the female co-star, is trained in combat. I'm trained in combat, but I'm supposed to lose somehow. And, and it's not a superhero movie or a sci-fi adventure. And, it doesn't seem to be, from my sense, abating from the scripts that I've been getting and what I've been reading, and just from what I read from, just colleagues in the industry who are they're true believers in this stuff. So that's why, I mean, I really feel like, to be honest with you, I've been thinking about this the last week or so. Like I called my manager last week. We had a talk. I said, I don't feel, ironically, at a time when diversity and inclusion are these big issues in the industry, I don't feel like I belong anymore. And even, I know nobody cares about theater, but even myself, I mean, I have this great pedigree, and I've, succeeded in all these genres, from Shakespeare to musical comedy I made my Broadway debut doing a British comedy. I never got any pats on the back. I never was appreciated for being some sort of groundbreaking performer, and I never asked for any. I just act, and that's what I do. So like I said before, they erase these people, and they sort of ignore what's inconvenient to their vision or their ideology, but they go full steam ahead on this stuff. So, Gary, I don't, it's really tough to say. I don't know what it's going to take for people to just wake up and say, I mean, even Bill Maher recently said, like, look, the 2020 was a horrible year for a lot of people, and all we wanted was a bit of escapism, and you couldn't even provide us that. So, it's really tough to say, because people are true believers. I mean, they really think that we just spent 4 years in a fascist dictatorship, and that we somehow voted our way out of, by the way.
Yeah.
Because we all know dictators, they respond to votes. And, but they believe it. They believe it, and they believe in it. And they also, I mean, I had an ex-girlfriend who was like, and then when you talk about the online realm, which, I've watched for a few years now. I mean, I watch, most of you guys, and I'm like, it seems to me like it would be a good idea to break into to where this is, because now we live in an era where you can have a connection with your audience that you couldn't have before. But people look down on this. I had an ex-girlfriend say, well, I don't want to get famous like that. Meanwhile, at the same time, they complain. I have friends who are like, well, I lost out on this part because they cast some girl who has 2 million Twitter followers. Well, that could be you. You have talent, you have charisma, you have training. That could be you. Yeah. You could cultivate that following. But there's just this idea that whatever happens in this particular space is not valid. And I feel like it's this old paradigm that's dying. I feel like the era of the movie star has been over for a while. I feel like what fame means, what it used to mean, is dead. Because here's the thing, you could be a movie star, sure. You could also be a reasonably attractive young woman, put on some tights and do some squats and put a camera up your ass. You can get 1 million followers on Instagram overnight. So, it doesn't mean anything to be famous anymore. So how are you going to adapt to that? It's not the same as it once was. And but they just kind of seem to be stuck in this on this train that's just going this one direction. They don't seem to be paying attention to anything outside of it or any of the surroundings. Like you're headed off a cliff. It's really tough to say. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think some would have taken 2016 and what happened and how vocal people were and realized, oh wow, maybe we're like completely out of touch with everything. Maybe we really need to look forward and start changing the way we operate and the way we interact. And then they were like, no, let's just double down and fucking destroy Hollywood.
Bro, let me tell you, I've never seen that. Trump's election broke so many people. I have never seen so many adults. I mean, I was actually doing a show in Connecticut, around the election, and it was funny because we went to, basically the person who ran the theater I was working at. We went to his, really nice house, to have a little shindig and opening, and all these adults were just sulking. They're moping around. They're like, I don't know what's going to happen for the future. I don't know. I'm the only asshole there who was like, I think we'll be okay. but even then, I couldn't even go to an audition. I'm at CBS trying to, audition for a series regular, and it's like, I don't know what's going on today. And I'm just like, can I please just read this scene? I don't want to have to try to tap dance and talk about all what's going on in the world today. I'm here to do a job and try to book this so I can pay off my student fucking loans. Can I please do that? Or you do a show where every 10 minutes they stop the rehearsal to say, like, did you see what Trump just said? No, I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm trying to rehearse this.
Trying to do work.
I'm trying to work. This is my job. This is what I'm here to do. We're doing this ridiculous play for the audience. I really don't care right now. We can talk about it at the bar afterward. That's fine. But like right now, it's so again, I guess go back to Gary's question. It's just, I don't know how it's going to change or when it's going to change. I mean, maybe the Oscars is going to be a turning point for people, but these people are ideologically possessed, and they think that they are crusaders for truth, justice, and light. And I don't know what it's going to take for them. Maybe
Scientology in a different package. It's you need to believe this, and if you don't believe this, you get ousted. You're a troublemaker. Don't ever talk to them. It's the same kind of thing.
What it's going to take it's honestly going to take more people like Clifton. Like, look, he's just out here and he's just having common sense and like the Gina Carano thing and how her episode with Bear Grylls was reinstated, all because of fans speaking up. And it's mainly because so many fans are rallying around someone like her who has such a big platform, and she's not backing down at all. And there is a lot of people, I believe, in the Hollywood industry that are, similar to, Clifton or Gina or Tim Allen. And it doesn't necessarily mean that their politics are this. It just means that they have common sense and they don't have a severe case of TDS. That's essentially what it comes down to. You cannot have TDS and still not like Trump. That's fine. It's about these people that just cry about Trump constantly, and now that Trump's not on social media, then then cry about DeSantis or cry like these people are insane, and that's what it comes down to. It's not about supporting conservatives or Republicans or Trump. It's about not being an insane left-wing nut job, and I think there's a lot of those people out there.
Not thinking all of your opponents are white supremacists or Yahtzees. And by the way, I'm sorry about your friend, but yeah, you don't want to get famous like this. This place is terrible. We have no respect. Just stay off of YouTube. It's fine.
Well, you know what though? But I do have to say that ever since I've been moving into it's kind of funny to me that for all of my acting chops and training and everything, the most significant thing that I've done is start a Twitter account. But recently I've been moving. It's been more political, but I've been moving more into I don't make any. I don't hide the fact that I'm an actor. I do want to monetize the skills that I have, and I've been really pleased lately at the positive response that I've been getting. I've been posting these Shakespeare videos, and to quote the great Steve Rogers, I think people could use a little old fashioned right now, and I think people are looking for just great, solid. I won't say classical, but just good storytelling, and again, unlike a lot of people in the industry right now, I don't denigrate or look down upon the audience. I've done so many high school matinees of Shakespeare that I know that if you do it well, people really resonate with it. And it's not as though I think there's going to be some great resurgence of Greek tragedy or Shakespeare, but I do think that that there's, and people ask me, are you we need more conservative art. Are you? Because I'm like, no, I don't consider myself to be conservative, but that doesn't matter. It's just about what good work is and what people, just giving people something that is beautiful and that's transcendent and that is entertaining in a way. I mean, like I'm sitting there. I mean, I'm ugly crying during these Marvel movies. I'm a grown ass man, but but the Russo brothers, especially, they've elevated that genre. It's not about the special effects or the costumes or the action. It's just like you look at Avengers or Captain America: Civil War, and you have this tarmac scene which still gives me goosebumps to this day. It's one of the greatest action scenes ever put on film, and it's like, how do you top that? You know how they top that? They didn't say we're going to take the physical action bigger. They took the story deeper. They said, you know what, Bucky was responsible for the murder of Tony Stark's, spoilers, y'all. Bucky was responsible for the murder of Tony Stark's parents, and Steve Rogers knew about it and didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I was like, whoa. Like, so they took the story deeper. That's what we want to go to the movies to go see. It's stuff like that really that we really want to look at. And if you ignore that, if you keep denigrating your audience, I mean, the Russo brothers understood the material and they said, we're not going to insult the audience's intelligence. We're going to really take this seriously and tell these epic stories about these epic characters in extraordinary situations. And that's really what we need. We don't need to be preached to or improved. I'm going to keep.
It's Regina King though. When Regina King said at the beginning of the Oscars, which we've mentioned, that I know that you want to turn over when it feels like Hollywood is preaching to you. She wasn't apologizing.
No,
she was telling you to suck it up and listen. So I the attitude is absolutely still there in spades, because as we. Not that anyone saw, to be honest with you, but when we see the clips from virtually everyone receiving their awards, it was lecture time, batshit crazy woman that shits in bucket.
Correct.
Yeah, and nobody wants to hear it.
I didn't have as hard, believe it or not, I did not have as hard a time fapping to that as you might imagine.
Hey,
but not your proudest.
Yeah, well, I guess there's been worse, right? Whether they know it or not, Hollywood is in trouble. They're in big trouble with a large portion of their audience. I'd say, half at this point. And this is on top of losing movie theaters. And we're going to lose more, by the way. We've lost thousands. We're going to lose thousands more. Don't want to lose thousands more, but that's just a fact. And the streaming services aren't going to be the answer. If you go look at the other two industries that went digital, publishing and music, they both shrank. And actually the music industry only recently, it was downtrending and it went up a little bit because of Amazon subscription, Spotify, but it's still way lower than it was at its peak at the turn of the century. When it was, when music was important, when people wanted to be in bands, and now music is just background noise, and it used to be an industry that was bigger than the film industry. And I've talked about this before. Publishing has shrank, where CBS Viacom was having trouble getting rid of their, I forgot what it was, but one of their publishing companies, they couldn't give it away.
Damn.
Right. And, there's still people who want to read books. There's still people who want to listen to music. There's still people who want to read comic books. The comic book industry has been decimated. So we have all of the, the normal stuff that's going, with the economy, of course, the law of diminishing returns. And then there's, Hollywood has peaked, like you just said. When I was living through the films, when I was a kid, in the late 70s, early 80s, I thought it was always going to be like that. I thought the films and we had some great television, in the late 90s and early 2000s. I thought it was always going to be like that. Unfortunately, it got too corporate, and then you pile on politics ruins fucking everything, and it automatically divides your audience. And now the thing I see the most in my live streams is I'm fucking done. I said it in my video, is like, I'm done. I don't want to be done. And I think a lot of us are trying to say we don't want to be done. Hollywood did some great things. Entertainment gave us Star Trek, gave us Doctor Who, gave us Star Wars, gave us all kinds of great shit that doesn't need to die. But instead, foolish fucking pride, which is the downfall of pretty much fucking everything, is going to be, Hollywood is now going to have to compete with all of us. Right. And that's why you see actors, and listen, they're smart. If they want to come over here, it would help to have a platform to go along with what you do. And that could certainly help you get a gig. Look what it's done for independent comics for the channels that have the platform. It's sold a lot of comic books, and it's yes, a smaller audience, but that's what entertainment's going to be now. It's going to fragment. We're not going to get franchises like the MCU. And I don't know if you saw Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't know what you thought of it. I hated it. I thought it was terrible. I thought it could have been great. And I watched Winter Soldier and saw how great that was, and see how far it's fallen. It's because it was as preachy as the Oscars when it didn't need to be. It didn't need to be. They have source material that they could have drawn on that would have been much better. And it's sad. And that's why, escapism is an important thing, and shit, we needed it last year and we didn't get it. So people are now permanently soured on Hollywood. And there's, each time they come out and do something like this, they lose people permanently, and it's death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Yep. And that's why this past weekend, when Mortal Kombat came out, what was the number 2 film only by a couple $1 million? Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Mm-hmm. Which was in half the theaters. It was in half the theaters, and it was able to almost beat Mortal Kombat by $2 million. And that says amazing.
I went to go see Mortal Kombat. I mean, I tweeted about this. I was like, it's got like a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience rating is like 88%. So it's probably going to be awesome. And but even just being at the theaters, it was weird. There wasn't the same. Watching the trailers, I was like, oh, it was like putting on like, it was like a warm blanket. It was so comfortable, and just to see that movie magic again, but it's not quite the same. And
there's something lost.
Yeah, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Kano wins.
Yes.
Odin's got to bounce.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Plug your channel.
You, Odin.
You can check me out over at OMB Reviews. I am now streaming simultaneously also to Odyssey, so please follow me over there. And I stream every Tuesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So check me out. And of course, drop some likes for this and for all the other people on this amazing show and panel. And thank you again, Clifton.
All right, man. Good talking
to you.
Thanks,
Take it easy.
I have to leave as well.
Here's dude.
And I just started watching Demon Slayer, so
Nice.
I'm enjoying it. And
Nice.
anime. It's better than Hollywood. It's better
Right
than what
now.
Hollywood's
Absolutely.
giving.
Absolutely.
Manga's
It's
better.
fucking woke.
Take it easy, Odin.
So I'm gonna step out as well. I have to tend to some housework stuff.
That doesn't help
hey,
our
Tom.
diversity. That doesn't help
I'm
our
sorry, I'm
diversity.
dropping. Hey, Clifton's
Keep the-
here. He's
keep
got
the
it.
ball
He's got
on
the
the bottom.
household down.
That's
No,
a lot.
like I
That's
said.
a lot of
I
responsibility.
do want to leave though. Like
It is.
we have been for the last few years have been having this race to the middle. It's been Hollywood, entertainment, and us racing to the middle. We are on the other side of the middle. We are the new entertainment.
Well, I agree. And Gary mentioned, and this is one of the things too that I said, because I've been watching what's going on in the comic industry, and I see what people like Ethan Van Sciver and I see what Richard Meyer are doing, and I'm like, they may not be millionaires, but I'm like, these motherfuckers just bought warehouses. You know what I mean? And when I listen to Richard talk about, I hear the excitement in his voice when he's talking about, I'm working on this new thing and I'm working on this new thing, and I'm like, okay, if there has to be some possibility where there's a world where just like what they're doing, we could, people like me could assemble a team and, we can get crowdfunding and start launching our own projects. Because even then, I don't want to, I want to, mention the plague going on right now, but the way that the industry is responding to that is also going to compromise how a lot of movies are made. Until the science changes. And so at this point, I'm wondering, how is it going to take people rebelling against the established sort of ideological order? Which, but side note, ironically, these people that they see themselves as speaking truth to power and bashing the status quo when they are in fact the status quo. But on top of that, are we going to have to go out? But the unions on top of that are going to be a problem as well. So is it going to take people who are going to say, you know what, I'm going to make my money, I'm going to assemble a team. We have enough technology now, we can distribute the stuff. Yeah. And we can build
everything
our own
splinters, and it's only good for us. And whenever I say us, I don't just mean the people on the panel. I mean everybody in the chat, everybody that watches all of our channels.
Yeah,
you guys can go out and make your own thing. You guys can find a following, or you could find somebody that you enjoy a lot. So it's a great time to be in the audience because so many new things are available. So many new things that you could be into that might not even have ever gotten a movie in Hollywood, but might now because there's different niches. So, all right. Well, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for having me on.
Are you going to be on Mario Kart Sunday?
I will. Dude, send me the info. I want to.
Right. It's on Sunday.
It's on Sunday. Okay.
That's the info.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to, and you're going to get your ass beat. So,
yes. All right. It was good having you on, Clifton. It was cool. We need to do it again.
Quarter Black Garrett. It's good talking to you, bro.
There's Garrett. See ya.
Later. There we go. And there we go. Guess back in the middle. Hey, we've got a super chat. Or no, we got a donation from George Moilo. $300.
Damn,
nice.
About that TikTok twat. Which one, George?
So many.
Elf Girl.
Oh yes, the comic book expert who's read every douchey dissertation from Kathleen Kennedy and Paul Feig. Anytime y'all want, challenge the Twitter tumor. I'll put up $2,000 and Friday Night Tights can go head to head. I'd love to see her eat comic crow. Hail y'all. Thank you, George. I appreciate it. Oh, anytime, anywhere. Bring it. Absolutely.
Martini girl.
And get those roots done, sweetheart. Yeah, her roots were like
and while you're there, try and see if they can do your personal.
She spends all her money on comic books. Obviously, she doesn't have time to dye her hair, Gary.
Yeah.
She's reading all the comics.
All the comics.
She knows more about comics than you.
All the comics.
Oh,
those are my favorite comics. All of them.
I just got to be that white guy to sit in the corner, white guy, and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and just shut up. That's the way she like that. Oh my god.
No,
TikTok
you're wrong.
is a disease.
Yeah,
clearly.
The case that's been spawned from China. Wow. Where have we heard this one before?
Sure, it's not spyware whatsoever.
Yeah.
Same with Zoom. Mikey Gutzler for $100. I bet I know what Mikey's going to talk about.
Yeah, I think I know. Thank you, Mikey.
Mikey, we love you, man. Freaking love you. WB releasing a 4K trailer for Justice League just shows how incompetent they are. They announced a white guy to play Green Lantern when Snyder had an African-American cast as him. They don't care about diversity when it involves Snyder. Good job on vids as Uche, Lyndon, and Ryan.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that decision was just unbelievable. I'll let Ryan talk about it first, but wow. That was awful.
I mean, it's so obvious, like, what they're trying to do. I saw ads talking about it on Twitter, like, he thinks that it's legitimately they're just trying to go off the hype to sell a 4K Blu-ray and hope people get confused and think it's a Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's 100% what they're doing. They got ratioed fucking hard. The Green Lantern announcement today, the guy, I don't like him for Guy Gardner. He doesn't look like Guy Gardner to me.
No, he doesn't.
Was that Finn Whitrock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great. He was at Juilliard when I was in grad school. I mean, he's a great actor. So it's like, but this is what I mean. Like, it hurts these people, who have great careers, who've been working for a long time, and who are really skilled. But when you have this kind of fan backlash and ill will, it doesn't serve the actor. And Finn doesn't deserve any of that. You know what I mean? He's a great dude and a great actor. I hate that people have that kind of response to him.
Yeah, well, and like that whole series in my mind is just like kind of. I've been worried about that series ever since it was announced. I love Guy Gardner, but I'm not like I just don't see him. But maybe he can pull it off. But this for the Justice League trailer,
Jesus,
you scroll through the comments. Try to find one that doesn't say something about restoring the Snyderverse. You're going to be hard pressed. Or at least something that's within that realm. Like there's one, "Hear Us Loud, Warner Brothers, for we as the people are united against you." That's a very clear message that
even
people
DC put
do
that
not
thing
want
there.
that.
Well.
Yeah, it's
What
insane.
what a horrible decision on their part. And again, yes, they're trying to capitalize. This is bad. And I mean, again, this is I'm happy for the Snyder Cut movement and the fans. That I think they should continue to come together and let their voices be heard. This is why YouTube is still a good platform for so many reasons, because there is a democracy on YouTube and people's voices can literally be heard. Yes, there's a ways that you can silence them, but the moment you turn comments off or likes and dislikes, you've already admitted defeat the moment you do that. And so I love that we're able to show our displeasure to these studios in this way, and it's nice to see when fans do this.
Yeah, the dislike button is a good thing, no matter how many fucking losers want to get rid of it because of their videos. But I see. I know Tom said you think it was done on purpose to piss people off, and I think so too. And I think what some people at Warner Brothers are doing are hoping to piss off Snyder fans enough that they all cancel their HBO Max and that they don't keep watching the movie so they can justify not doing anything else. Because as it stands, when you look at the numbers, they're continuing on a pretty upward trajectory with Snyder Cut because it's getting so many repeat viewers.
Well, I can say I talked to like Mikey Sutton and a few other things I heard. I can't say everything I've heard, but yeah, I can tell you with pretty good confidence this was put up because what you have is the Warner Media side they're trying to get you guys to realize the Snyderverse thing is not going to happen because that was what they agreed on. And as usual, it's one of those things in Hollywood where it's done until it's not anymore. And as Ryan just pointed out, even though they try to ignore the fact that Snyder Cut had something to do with it, they have over almost 80 million subscribers now on HBO Max, which basically means they have probably taken over Disney Plus, which I think I said, I don't know if I said it on our show or one of these shows before, but I said I think that's what happened because there was a bunch of hullabaloo going on last week. And now the thing is Hamada is hoping, and I owe you a little bit of an apology, Gary. I was wrong. Because I said I don't think, JJ is going to have as much to do with DC as you think. But there was a reason for that. I was told Hamada is hoping that JJ will do for DC what he did for Star Trek. And that just shows you how out of fucking touch these people are.
Yeah.
I mean, to mirror,
he wants him to be their Kevin Feige. That is what I heard.
To mirror what Gary
JJ
said earlier.
don't want to.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no. I was just going to finish. JJ doesn't want to.
And I didn't know if you had stopped or not. To mirror what Gary said earlier, though, you do something like this, you lose customers. You won't see them. You'll just get another paper cut. You'll just get another person who won't be a voice. They won't post. They won't put a comment. They won't put a dislike. But you'll get somebody who'll just go, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just going to walk away from this. And I don't know why they think they're being clever or whether they think they're trying to show strength or power, but you're not. You're actually showing weakness and fragility because your audience is telling you what it wants and you're telling them, no, we're not going to give it to you. So when you say that as a company, okay, I'll go to a company, I'll go to a franchise, I'll go to a streaming service that will.
I love that Nerdrotic is still scrolling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, it
like,
just goes to show you, yeah.
there's no one that's like,
Russian bot.
oh yeah, I love it.
Well, you gotta remember, these guys were beaten down for 2-3 years or whatever it was. They just want this to go the fuck away. They just want you guys to go away. That's what they want. They just want you to quit bothering them. I mean, they're like, well, they got what they wanted. Aren't they just going to leave us the fuck alone? You know, it's like,
Well, and
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, Zack Snyder put out, because a lot of people like, this is ridiculous, we're going to cancel HBO Max, and he said, hey, keep faith, like keep tweeting, keep watching, and keep your HBO Max. Which I think to me, if it was over, he'd be like, yeah, whatever, fuck them. But he's continuing to tell people to be positive and supportive. So,
well, what you have is AT&T and Jason Kilar, which AT&T is not a Hollywood company. They don't do things the way Hollywood does. And what we're seeing is Warner Media playing the media itself. And it's just AT&T doesn't play the same way. They don't know how to play the same politics. And I don't mean like actual left-right politics. I'm just talking about the whole business politics. Yeah. So it's one of those things where Kilar's like, well, we'll see how it goes. Because there's a lot of talk about the series still. There's all this stuff about the Ayer cut going around now, which is something they could finish in less than a month because it's pretty much done. They just need to do the final pass on it, basically. So again, this is something that as long as you guys keep beating on the door, they can't ignore you. And if you ignore the other crap they put out there, then sooner or later they're going to have to pay attention.
Well, this is we need to see again, people, and again, I always have to qualify it, about my personal feelings versus me respecting what's going on here. And it's like we need to see more fan, voices come together in these moments like this. These motherfuckers, they are the people providing the product, and we are customers. We can say whatever the fuck we want. We'll demand whatever the fuck we want. And we're not going to shut the fuck up. No, fuck you. If we care about these characters and you're, ruining these characters, or if you're moving away from stories that we want to see, we're going to continue to be heard. And the fact that they just want to continue to silence fans is bullshit. And the same goes into Star Wars and everything. People are like, oh, guys, you guys just need to move on. Fuck you. We will fucking bitch about The Last Jedi as long as we want. And there's nothing you can do to stop us. And the same with this. If you want more of the Snyderverse, then don't fucking let up. Let these motherfuckers continue to have a headache. And I love seeing it. I love seeing it. So,
well, yeah, because every time they put something up like this means you're pissing them off.
Yeah. I think there's as many comments as there are dislikes on this.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I was scrolling that whole time.
Yeah, it's exactly like when Star Wars posts something, it's just flooded with Gina quotes. Yeah, 51,000 comments, 57,000 dislikes.
Jesus.
That's the voice of your customer talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Right ahead. This is what we're talking about. That's what Clifton was just talking about. It's just like they're gonna just, what, they don't see it. They do not understand, and by the time they do, it will be too late.
Well, and it's crazy. It's like why would you ignore it? I mean, they're telling you straight up what they want. Why would you ignore that? I think about it's like pro wrestling in a way, where now the audience is kind of smarter than the people who are who are putting out what's going on. It's like, dude,
you are 100%.
They're giving you
wrestling.
They're giving you feedback right there. They're telling you what they want, but you keep ignoring it. I don't see how you continue to do that. That doesn't make sense.
Shoving Roman Reigns down their goddamn throats.
Yeah, and it does.
Insisting on what they are trying to give us is good for us. That's the problem.
That this, like Clifton saying, it reminds me of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, and when the fans were all about Punk and Bryan, and the WWE was all about we want Roman Reigns and Batista. Those are the main event guys.
Randy Orton, Batista, WrestleMania.
And that just I could talk about old school professional wrestling. I can't talk about wrestling in the past 5 years, but beyond that or before that, I can.
Just as an aside, if you listen, I know we can't because we'll get copyright claimed, but if you listen to that trailer for the Justice League, the music is much darker. and the tone's dark for the music. So they are 100% trying to confuse an audience to snap some 4K sales.
Well, that's that first trailer, if I remember right. Like there's a lot of parts from that very first trailer before everything really changed in that. Like the line with I take that as a yes. The ring that was missing. That wasn't there in Joss Whedon's Justice League. It got turned into fucking you smell good or all that other shit. What was it like coming back? Itchy. Yes, ma'am. Shut the fuck up. I hated that shit. God.
But Superman know what itchy Russian family in, so we know it's that one.
Yeah.
How would Superman even know what itchy feels like?
Hey, mine itch.
I suppose maybe if he gets hit with a grenade or something. Maybe.
Kryptonian dust or something.
There you go. Yeah.
Kryptonite might be itchy.
It's strange and it's interesting to watch prideful companies. Part of the reason is they have so much work and time and planning into these things that to pull the plug on them would seem like a waste of money, but it's not, because we're watching train wrecks here. We're watching very slow train wrecks that have been delayed for about a year that are still going to suck. And no matter amount of time is going to change that. And yes, you have a passionate fan base that is like, I haven't seen anything like this. Hey, where were the people who liked The Last Jedi? Why weren't they out there doing this stuff? If you like the Captain Marvel, how come you weren't upvoting all the videos that we were supposedly, or the Russian bots downvoting? Where was where's the passion?
Merchandise sales.
There isn't any passion.
It only works that way when the fans are problematic, Gary. You got to remember.
Oh, that's how it works.
That's the only time that matters.
And I think like one of the key things too is I would say the majority of people, it's not like they're saying stop everything else you're doing. This is the only thing you should be doing. They're saying, hey, listen, you've already talked about a multiverse. You're doing Elseworld stories. Continue this story that so many people are asking for on this platform that you have, HBO Max. Like, that's all a lot of people are asking for. And they're so resistant because I think what it means to people like J.J. Abrams that are really fucking pulling a lot of the strings behind the scenes, he's like, I don't want that to happen, because if there does continue to be this Henry Cavill Superman, who's going to want to watch, the other Superman story that we're trying to do? Who's going to want to watch my Justice League Dark if you have this Zack Snyder's Justice League story? So that's kind of where I think a lot of the pushback is coming from.
But we've got a Flash movie coming in, and that Flash movie is technically Snyderverse.
It's also going to put the end of the Snyderverse.
And with Michael, with Michael Keaton in it as Batman, with Ben Affleck in it as Batman,
supposedly going to sacrifice himself and never exist.
Well,
Ezra Miller as
but if it's a massive hit, and then you go, right, this is a massive hit, this is now the end of the Snyderverse. This is it's corporate suicide.
Yeah. Call me when Nick Cage's Superman shows up, and then I'll be interested. Okay.
Yep.
That's what I'm interested
Tell me when Jeffrey Dean Morgan's going to be Thomas Wayne in Earth 2.
Who he said he wants to. He was like so down for that. They should have actually just done Flashpoint like the way it was intended. Obviously, you can't do everything necessarily perfectly in line, but like do an actual adaptation and see Thomas Wayne's Batman. That'd be fucking badass.
It's like they're still stuck in this 2019 mindset, Ryan. They think, and listen, these streaming services, you know why they're so supportive of all the restrictions and everything? Because these streaming services, including Disney Plus, would love nothing more than an entire population making just about the same amount of money sitting on their ass, and the only thing we could afford was a streaming service. It's like in the Expanse, the population of Earth, due to an environmental calamity, is basically half the population is on a thing called basic income, and all they can do is sit around, eat, and watch TV. That's what Disney and Warner Brothers, that's what they fucking want. That's why they're all for all of these restrictions and shit. And you know what? No, and we're still not going to want to watch your shit, even if that happens, because it sucks. Mr. Insanity for $99.99. For $99.99. Hail. All. Thank you, gents, for all the great content. Got my flight to Vegas in August. Hell yeah. Can't wait to get a hang out and meet. I can't wait to go and hang out and meet all who I can. Keep it up. Keep up the awesome work. Hail the Fandom Menace, and hail Friday Night Tights, and hail to you, Mr. Insanity, who is a healthcare worker. So thank you for all that you do, my friend. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Got to be a very frustrating time.
I don't know if that's I don't know if that's the same Mr. Insanity that supports us over on Twitch, but I just want to apologize to him one more time for not being able to win that Warzone match the 12 times you've given us the opportunity just so you could give us money. We continue to finish second every fucking time. He's been trying. He's been trying to just like, I'll give you money, just win one match, and we finish second every fucking time. So I think that's the same one. So I apologize that we suck. But Az is joining us next week, so maybe we can get the dub. So we'll see.
Okay, I am going to try to. Okay, I'm going to try to read this super. $50 from Sparks 1524. I'm like, are these song lyrics? But I don't know. It says Packers come Monday, and by Saturday I'll be on my way from prison. Washington State to Tennessee via 3-month road trip. May I get a shout out for my second novel, The Norfolk Murders, available on Amazon. Yes, please go check out The Norfolk Murders, available on Amazon. Hail the great Nerdrotic. Thank you. My fearless leader. Ooh, oh boy. You're in trouble.
Purchase on.
Yeah, purchase on. Go check it out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm trying to
That
figure
is the same. That is the
part.
same Mr. Insanity. So thank you, Mr. Insanity.
It is. It is.
That's
And
awesome.
he's not one of those healthcare workers who makes fucking TikTok videos. Oh my goodness. So no, I don't know when the change happens or it doesn't. I mean, I think the Oscars again was an opportunity for them to listen to the people who weren't fucking there, who are tired of this shit. This is a different world than it was a couple of years ago, and nobody's going to want to watch a bunch of pretentious fucking speeches and stuff. You know, we used to have fun watching that show. We did. It was fun rooting for your movie to see which one, when you actually gave a shit about a couple of them that were nominated. And it's been a long time. And, there is a couple of signs out there. There's a couple of shows out there. Az really enjoyed Invincible. I'm
nailed the finale this week as well. Fucking brilliant.
There you go. Superman and Lois was damn good. There's an animated show called Primal out there, which is exquisite.
Gets Genny Tartakovsky, right?
Yes, it is.
Cobra Kai.
The superior Clone Wars.
There's Cobra Kai, which returns this year, by the way.
Returns
this year. So there is some good stuff, but
a lot.
On Cobra Kai. Hopefully Netflix didn't push nothing down their throat. They're usually fairly hands off on most stuff, but we'll see.
Tavik for $7.77 says, Clifton, you have a fan for life. Thank you for speaking the truth despite the risk to your career.
Wow.
You're muted.
Dude. Yeah, you're muted, man.
Hold on, take two. What career?
That's good. That's good.
Killing Escapism. First time super chat. We'll be gentle. Gentle. First time super chatting, though I've been watching for years. I wanted to say thank you all for being the biggest inspirations to me to pursue my own projects. All of your videos and streams helped me get through lockdowns and in California. Well, thank you. I love hearing this, and you guys keep us sane too, by the way, as some of us still live in California, but we're leaving, aren't we, Ryan?
Yes, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. Couple months.
California.
Florida. Ron DeSantis running things like an alpha Chad. So it's wonderful here.
We got
here.
G Virus 00 for $100. Hail Clifton. If you could do a TV show or movie with the Friday Night Tights crew, why would you want to do that? What would it be?
That's such a tough.
It wouldn't be a TV show. You know, I sitting up here, I'm thinking about like anybody up here ever watch Opie and Anthony or listen to Opie and Anthony
Back in the day, yeah.
Anthony
You know, like
Cumia.
this kind of what it reminds me of, man. Just a bunch of people just chilling, talking, and just being really irreverent and having a good time. Conversely, we could do like Real World. It's just I wouldn't sleep with any of you.
For good reason.
That's going to disappoint Ash.
I told you you didn't
I don't
have
wanna
a shot,
disappoint you,
Az.
yeah.
I told you you didn't have a shot, Az, before the show, but you didn't
Look.
believe me.
I wanted something for my diversity quota, and I've been shot down. So
I didn't think he was going to shoot you down publicly in front of this many people. So we're all here for you, buddy.
We don't have enough.
It's always
Gay,
LeVar Burton.
Oh.
we don't have enough gay people or women for Real World. I don't know if it would work. I didn't say none. I said we didn't have enough.
Enough? What? What did you just say, Ryan?
Gay
I think if
people or women?
A remake of It's a Mad
What
Man,
have
Mad
gay
Man,
people or
Mad Man
women done,
World.
Ryan?
I think that would be a good one for us.
Do I get to be Buddy Hackett?
Yes. Fred Sacco for $50. Great insight tonight. Welcome, Clifton Duncan. We could use a little old-fashioned right now, but we'll get a reboot of Dukes of Hazzard with Harold and Kumar racing around San Francisco in a Prius with a pride flag on top, fighting Stacy Keach instead. I fucking watch that.
Oh, the fact
Wasn't
that's not even a joke, because that's probably going to get greenlit very soon.
Wasn't that already what the remake was almost? I mean, except for just instead of Stacy Keach, it was Burt Reynolds. I mean,
Clifton, I love that you brought up Anthony Cumia, who was part of Opie and Anthea. That guy, he's an inspiration of mine. I've been a subscriber to Compound Media for a long time.
Yeah,
Wow,
he's
God,
hilarious.
5 years. He's great.
Total racist, but he's also hilarious.
Absolutely. And free speech advocate. He had to be for, how he is. But damn, you think of him, and I was reading something about Howard Stern yesterday, and what Howard has turned into, which is very sad. A horrible sellout. Yep. And he was a legend. He was an absolute legend and an inspiration. That's gone now too. That's gone now too. Somebody wants us to sing Happy Birthday, and I don't want to chase away viewers right now, but we'll do it later.
We lost 1,000 last time we did that.
We did.
Yeah, we can do it at the end. You just don't have to go so fucking slow. It's a problem. You guys are singing too fucking slow. It lasts so long. They just can't take it.
We're trying to draw it out. We have wonderful singing voices.
I think it's more so that all the voices together break up and sound like a massive diarrhea.
That's true.
Clifton, you are classically trained. Does that
There you go.
involve some singing, perchance?
I mean, I could if they really want it.
Oh, they really want it.
I'm just with that. I'm
What
just
if we have
tipsy enough.
a Clifton Duncan happy birthday?
Who am I? Okay, fine. Well, who am I wishing happy birthday to?
Is this going to be is this going to be our version of NSYNC with one talented
Melissa.
person that's going to carry the rest of the trash that we are? Is that what's going to be?
Let me deal with this.
No, he's like, no, let me handle this, Jeremy.
The woman in question is Melissa.
Melissa?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Melissa. Stay with your husband.
Make him big, Gary. Put him in the center. Or make him the full. There you go.
Boom.
There we go.
Melissa, this is for you. Happy birthday to you.
Ooh.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh shit.
Happy birthday, dear Melissa.
Oh my.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my goodness!
I'm pretty sure Az is moist right now.
And my genitals are
my fucking head,
your
dude.
underwear to
Smooth, yeah.
fetal box.
Gushing.
I got the vapors. See, I got the vapors. Here.
Gushing.
As
I am so wet. I am so wet right now.
I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh man!
I wish it was my birthday.
Yeah, right? Oh, it's my birthday
Happy
too, by the way.
birthday to you.
That's what they usually hear. Right?
Yeah, pretty much what comes out of our mouths. Yeah.
It's really bad. It's
See, the
really
crowd loved it. They fucking
Yeah.
loved it. Why didn't you
No, it
give
was-
us that response?
That's
It was
because
bad.
that's what happens when talent actually sings, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Just
Oh,
because
We
someone
were
got a
subverting
household
their
name doesn't mean they're a
expectations on-
loser.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of moist in there.
There's a
Hey,
lot of
I'm
moist.
really pleased the 3.4% female audience we have for this show.
We might,
Very
we
pleased.
might have made some conversions. We have some new gays around.
Yeah.
Well, my genitals are
I
confused
mean, I'm
right
telling you
now.
right now, Az identifies as a woman after hearing that one. So
Oh my god, it is a choice after all.
Now he knows what it feels to be a natural woman.
Aw.
A non-natural one.
Hey, George is back, everyone. George,
Oh,
what?
George!
No offense on this one, Clifton. Hollywood is a hooker, no longer giving you what you pay for. You want big comic boobs and big ass. Instead, they whip out Pulp Fiction's Gimp and highlight his strap-on, telling you to bend over. No thanks. We're fans. We want real stories, real heroes. Hail to you, George. And some people might like the Gimp, though. Thank you, George. George. All right. So we have a couple of actors. Well, I know one is in trouble. I don't know if John Barrow is in trouble because, quite frankly, it's not surprising at all. Az, do you have that video or did you?
I do, sir. I have it lined up ready for you.
Yeah, right.
Well, I did have it, and then it's all right. Then
It's
my
okay.
YouTube, my Twitter went.
Well, then I
uh,
stopped the show because my internet connection decided to take a crap. So it's my fault.
and I have it again. Here we go. Okay, so let's just bring that to full screen. Somebody in the chat says 400 people left. Yeah, 400 people left to flick their fucking bean.
Damn right.
That's right.
Woo! To
Did you
give
share
the
it?
2-finger vibrate.
Did you share it?
Yeah, I'm gonna share. Sorry, I had to do a flick my bean.
400 people did not leave, by the way.
No, they did not.
They were already left before. I'm very happy and grateful we have this many people watching after the delay in the show.
Second
Love you guys.
restart. Yeah.
yeah,
You
you
guys
are
are
having you're a little robotic at times, Gary. It's not too bad. It's not too distracting, but occasionally it's kind of
Yeah,
robotic.
it's StreamYards. I'm going through
Yeah.
StreamYards, and it's that's sorry.
Do you want to give some context behind this, Gary, before we share it?
Yeah. Okay, so some of you may have subscribed to this channel for Doctor Who. I cover Doctor Who. Az covers Doctor Who. It is the franchise that has been affected the worst in all the woke entertainment over the last few years. It really can't take any more abuse. It doesn't need any more bad news, especially when we're talking about the good era of Doctor Who. When it came back, Russell T Davies brought it back. And this is how you bring back a series. Well, two very popular actors are in trouble. Mickey, who was a companion, Rose's boyfriend, who got basically cucked by the Doctor. He just won a BAFTA. Noel Clarke has been killing it lately. Won a BAFTA, but it was taken away. And he had 20 women accusing him recently for very bad behavior. We don't know if there's any evidence. And that's very important in these cases. We are very anti-cancel culture here. I don't know if he's guilty or not. And I guess that needs to be proven in a court of law, but we know that's not going to happen. So then, because of this, some people found an old video of him talking to John Barrowman, Captain Jack.
Yeah,
And,
these women are so traumatized they immediately took to Twitter to telephone.
And Russell was there as well. They kind of came over. So.
And Barrowman's there taking his dick out every 5 seconds.
Yes.
Like, every 5 seconds, just hitting it on everything like that. you can't help but laugh. Like Chris will be like serious, I'm concentrating on my acting. John Barrowman.
Yeah. We had a scene where he was using a piece of the set as a skateboard, remember? He kind of had to stand on that. So
Using it as a drum kit.
Trying to change the subject there.
Noel, it's Sunday.
It's the Lord's Day of rest. Best day for it is Sunday. No work.
All in good fun. All in good fun.
Yeah, did Mr. John Barrowman sort of bring some levity to the set?
None at all.
None? No.
Serious. He's a terrible man. Yeah,
Hard work.
All the time. I mean, he the guy is all the time laughing and smiling and taking it out.
All the time.
All the time. Do you remember the time you put it on your shoulder in the makeup truck?
Yes, I do. In my... I didn't want to say. I was being really polite yesterday. But hey.
John Barrowman, ladies and gentlemen. For the record, any men out there, do not try that at work. You will be fired and possibly go to jail.
So how could John Barrowman get away with it then?
I think
He's just
honestly,
adorable. He's adorable.
Also, I think it's because he is adorable and very lighthearted and stuff. It's because he's a gay man too. Like you can, am I lying? This dude, is he gay? This guy. And I feel like it's non-threatening. You know what I mean? Like you, like all these straight guys, like damn it, like you can't do that at work. You're going to jail. But John Barrowman's like, hey, come here, hey.
This guy's an actor. He should remember. We can just pretend we're gay and get away with it.
And everyone's like, oh,
Oh, John.
Oof. Wow. Yeah, I like John Barrowman. I think everybody likes John Barrowman, but I don't know how it's going to affect him. But you saw the people there, right? They didn't have a problem with it necessarily, and.
Well, I imagine those women don't get touched with too many dicks, so I mean, it's probably good for them.
Camilla's gorgeous.
Yeah. Can't tell. It's fucking terrible quality view or terrible quality phone recording, or the fuck that was.
The person that recorded that back in 2011 apologizes, right?
Yeah, not accepted as shit.
No,
moment's over.
Yeah. So and a BAFTA, folks, it's like an Academy Award. So it got taken away from Noel Clarke, but not for that video, for something else.
That's so stupid.
And he's been removed from the BAFTA membership or whatever you want to call it.
Like even if that dude like killed his parents with an axe or something, why does it matter? Why does taking an award that they won for like acting that they did, why does that matter? Why would you even do that? Who the fuck cares? That's so ridiculous.
I just want to do a check real quick. Does Roman Polanski still have his Oscar?
I think so.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, it's
and gets applauded by Hollywood on a regular basis.
Well, I mean, I get, I mean, to an extent, I get why they would want to take an award for, like, didn't OJ get like his awards taken, like his Heisman and all that, you know, so that way they don't have to acknowledge his existence from a historical standpoint. I get it,
but this is an accusation.
No, I get it. Trust me, I understand. It make the world we live in makes it insane where it's like literally if someone just said I voted for Trump, they would probably take their award. So I'm saying in an extreme case of something like that, I guess I can understand, but it also sets a bad precedence once you go down that road. Where does it stop? You know, at the end of the day, OJ still won those awards, and you taking away, it doesn't matter because everybody knows OJ was one of the greatest football players of all time. And you taking his award doesn't change the fact that he did accomplish that. So the same applies for anybody else, really. It really doesn't matter if you take their award. They still want it, and people know.
And he gives great advice on the use of a knife in a situation. And also,
if he would have done it.
No, we're
talking about the LeBron James situation.
I gave that advice. That was terrible.
Yeah, I know.
So
So
good.
if you know,
Hello, Twitter world.
John Barrowman does a thing at Comic-Con every year when we had Comic-Con called Goes with John Barrowman, and it's kind of like that. I mean, I don't he wasn't whipping it out, but practically. So this is something he's done forever. He's been known, and again, the ladies didn't seem to have a problem with it. Now, I don't know if they really did, and they were trying to be nice back then. Who knows?
Well, I mean, so he did a show. I mean, he's a wonderful performer on stage, a great singing actor, and he did a show years and years ago where there was a moment in the show where somebody they had a wardrobe malfunction, let's say, and he's laughing hysterically and jumping, and so he just strikes me as somebody who is just a goofball, and he kids around, and one of the weird things again. In this industry, it's not a corporate environment. It's not one of those things where everyone's sort of, at least it used to not be this way, where people are just sort of really hemmed in, and especially when you're talking about gay men, and in the entertainment industry, there is a much higher proportion of gay men, I think, than you would find in the general population. And, people just, with someone like that who, and I think Noel Clark said it in the clip, people just kind of see it as harmless. And if he's goofing around and being kind of ridiculous, I mean, people love stuff like that, especially, you're on set for a long day, for a long day. You got these really long hours, and it's just weird. And I feel like the fact that people can joke about it in public, or at least at that time they joked about it in public and people were laughing about it. It seems to me like at the time people just didn't really mind. It might be weird to people who aren't in that kind of environment, but and this kind of also ties into what I was thinking about LeVar Burton's comments, where it's like, where it's consequence culture, but the issue is that what's becoming offensive and problematic, it grows and grows and grows and expands by the day, but it also becomes retroactively offensive. So so at the same time, you have this widening sphere of what's not okay, but you're supposed to atone for something that you did a long time ago. And honestly, watching that clip of Noel Clark, I don't know his work. I haven't seen the shows that he's done, and I read that really long Guardian article about all the accusations against him, and I got it's kind of weird and complicated because on one hand, you have all these young 20-something actresses who are coming out, and it's I think one of the things about the whole Me Too controversy is that there's nothing simple about it. People say, well, if they're going to a hotel room, or if they're, they didn't have to take the job. But it's like, if you're 23 years old and you're a young woman, and that youth and beauty are very, very valuable commodities, and also very, very finite, and there's already a lot of instability in the career, and you just want to work. And especially if you're a young white woman, as many of the women in this article were, there's so much stiff competition for it. And so it's not easy choices to make. And if Mr. Clark was someone who was in the position who was taking advantage of that, then that's one thing. At the same time, when I see that clip, I see somebody who, similar to myself, as you may have seen, has a very irreverent and sometimes acerbic sense of humor. And I wonder if some of these accusations are somebody who he may have made an offhand remark or a joke, and someone just took it the wrong way, but then and they interpreted in all sincerity as a come on, or as some kind of weird inappropriate sort of thing. And it's really hard to say, but when you have 20 people coming out and saying that, it looks really bad. But at the same time, I think of, does anybody remember the Canadian broadcaster Gian Gomeshi and what happened with that guy? And it's just you don't. It's tough because on one hand you have this sort of new social order that's being imposed on an industry full of people that just by their very existence and who they are, all the weird theater kids in high school that you met, those are the people that become the movie stars and the directors and the writers and sometimes the producers, of the next generation. So these are already the outcasts who don't really fit in anywhere else, and they're already weirdos. And so, but you're trying to And, as again, I'm going to repeat it, they're adult pretenders. So you have to have a great childlike kind of quality to do this kind of work. And, you're trying to enforce this weird impose this kind of social order and these new social mores on people who are in this very industry because they don't really conform to those kinds of things. So it's a very kind of weird tension that's going on.
No, you're right. There's a corporate structure going into Hollywood now that was never there, right? And this isn't an office. I saw it a little bit with my wife, in the hair industry. So at beauty shows and hair shows and stuff, all kinds of shit went on. There's naked women running around because they're changing clothes and stuff. I mean, that's
right.
Just the way it was for that industry. So the thing is, you're right. It's they're trying to make something cut and dry that each individual instance is unique in of itself. So, and you can't just cut and dry, hang people out to dry like this. And if he did something wrong, then shit, he should be punished if he did something truly wrong. And that's debatable now, but you're right. We're gonna have this retroactive cancel culture, which will continue. That's why LeVar Burton, when you say something like cancel culture, shit, I hope
it's coming.
I hope there isn't any skeletons in your closet. I hope
there are.
Instance where you said something wrong back in 2009 that somebody remembered that never said anything about it until now. And again, we're not trying to take away from the people who were genuinely abused. Of course, there was a lot of that. We heard a lot of that from Harvey, and it doesn't make any of that okay. But it's this broad brush, and of course, the movement was taken over to attain power. People used it, manipulated it, and that's the whole boy who cried wolf thing happened, and it's complicated. I don't think no one's screwed. I think no one's screwed.
Well, let's be real too. There's a lot of assholes and scumbags in the industry as well. And I remember doing a workshop of this really bad musical, and there was a point where this director, who's very well known, very established, and he gathered. I just happened to be in this group, and there's about 4 or 5 other young women that were there, and he's just going on and on. This guy's in his 60s. He's going on and on about look at so and so, isn't she beautiful? Isn't she just beautiful? Yeah, I'm like, dude, we're in fucking New York City. These are Broadway performers. Like, everyone's beautiful, bro. Like, everyone looks good. Like, what the fuck are you going on about? But then I looked at the other women, and they were just kind of nodding along with it, and I saw just a few more dimples in the chins, you know what I mean? Like, they just seemed like they were sort of nodding through duress. And for me, a light kind of went on, and I was like, oh, okay. How many other kind of weird, because it just went on for a bit too long. And I was like, okay, well, what kind of other weird moment? And I began to ask my female friends about it. It's stuff that I missed that I don't think about. What kind of other comments and other behavior have they sort of felt like they had to endure because, well, if I say something, then this guy's powerful. He's gonna destroy my career, and he's not gonna like me. He's gonna, he's gonna ruin this opportunity for me. But at the same time, I will say it's kind of a non sequitur that it doesn't go both ways, because I remember at the very year that all that stuff began to pop off, I got my ass groped / slapped by 5 different times by 4 different women. 3 of them were married, and I got groped in the chest by one woman. And I said to her, I was like, "Oh, what do you, equality?" She was like, "You can't do it to me." And there's like I said before, there's lots of gay, men and women have commented just on my physique and everything, and it doesn't make me comfortable. It doesn't make me feel like, it's just weird. But I don't have any place to say anything about that, because it's not really I'm a straight man, so I can't say anything. So there's double standards, and there's not really, so the rules, if we're going to impose this new social order, which, my attitude has always been, let's be professional, let's show up to work. Everyone should have a good time and feel, comfortable enough that we can, do the job we have to do, because it's a weird profession where, you know, like if you show up 2 minutes late for a rehearsal, everyone hates you, but then at the same time, you know, you meet strangers and the next week you're making out with them, and you know, and then by the time you're doing the show, you know, like Gary said, you see them backstage doing quick changes or whatever. You see them in their underwear, you see them naked, all kinds of stuff. So it's a weird kind of industry, but so I mean, how do you impose rules on that? And even on top of that, if you're going to impose rules, you know, you have to do it evenly and fairly. But you know, I think now what's kind of happening, and this kind of goes back to what I was saying before about everything feels so sanitized. Part of the problem now is everyone wants to be so safe that we're going in the opposite. We're going in the extreme direction where everything has to be sort of vanilla and beige and kind of smoothed out. And
got to have the hall monitor too.
Yeah, you know, it's just, and I don't know how you create. I mean, I was always trained you have to be bold and kind of and take risks and everything. I don't know how you create great art and just really interesting moments on screen or on stage if you're in an environment where everything has to be sanitized like that. It's a very complicated question. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, I don't think you can be creative that way. That's impossible.
Yeah.
No, when you need a safe space from Elon Musk,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like Clifton was saying, remember that whole thing about, was it straight black men?
Are the white people of
or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I've been hearing that.
I don't know
too.
if that was a real article or if
No,
that
it's
was
a real
satire.
article, dude. I've read it.
No.
It
I'm
was.
saying so it wasn't satire. It was actually
No, it's
like
not satire.
It was either The Root or The Griot, which are
No,
black,
it's The Root.
online publication. Was it The Root?
Yeah.
It was like straight black men are the white people of black people, and you know I got to say, you know, for a while, you know, I was doing well in terms of just of working, but then at a certain point, you know, I'm not gay, I'm not trans. I don't know if you could tell, and the work in the theater kind of dried up for me, and I was like, well, I guess I just they're not looking for somebody like me right now, and I look forward to seeing the day where it becomes like, well, now you, black man, are the oppressor. That's going to be hilarious.
Oh, it's coming, man. It's coming. I mean, there's an article I read last night that was coming from Polygon talking about, you know, cis white women in games, and it's like, black men, you're next. Flat out.
Well, yes, because it's cis white women in games. You're not progressive, and they had like Femme Shepherd who could be played as a lesbian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just there's another character that's in a game that isn't even released yet.
Look at
These people are idiots. But Clifton, sorry, before we just go on to this, Clifton, if you kept up with current comics, you've seen what they've done to black males, straight black males in comics. They're now feminized and literally women.
And I have to say, right, so, you know, and again, once you come down to a chocolate city like Atlanta, you see that black Americans, I feel like, as a, to speak generally and as a whole, once you break away from this sort of progressive zeitgeist, black people are very, very, very protective of male masculinity. I mean, I don't know if anybody remembers that interview that Dave Chappelle gave to Oprah Winfrey years ago, where he was like, you know, he's like, I don't know what it is, but you know, it seems like they always want to put a black man in a dress.
Yes.
And, you know, I have black female friends, like they don't want, you know, I mean, with all due respect to people like Kid Cudi and others, you know, they're wearing dresses and everything. And there is, you know, if you want to go down that route, you know, humans are a multivariate species. Not everybody fits into, you know, traditional gender boxes or whatever, or you know, but at the same time, I think black people tend to be more socially conservative than the industry and many progressives want to really acknowledge.
Big time.
And you know, we want our men to be men, you know, and it's I hate to say that bluntly and that directly, but it is a strange thing now when I see I know exactly what you're talking about. It's when you see these comics where they're emasculating these men, it's like, dude, people don't really want that. Black women especially, they really don't want that. So it's
almost every show is turned from,
it's really weird.
Yeah, almost every show is turned from the token black character to the token gay black character. That's the thing. It's always like seems to be the norm now, and it's like it's.
Well, it's safer for that to write. It's safer to write that. Plus, it ticks off 2 boxes for him.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, and a big part of it is it makes them less threatening. That's what they'll say too.
SNL offers cast members a safe space if they're too triggered to perform with Elon Musk.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Owen Yang, A.D. Bryant, and other cast members who are triggered by Elon Musk's hosting stint will not have to appear with him if they don't want to.
Jesus Christ.
What happened to Lorne Michaels?
Yeah, what the hell are they talking about? What's so dangerous about the billionaire Elon Musk, who is, environmentalists should love this guy. How come they don't?
Because they're programmed not to. They're told that he's a toxic white male. Because he makes memes. Yeah, memes are very, very problematic, Gary.
Okay? It's all right.
He's not part of the narrative. He doesn't conform to the narrative.
Yeah.
And they're waiting. Look, Gary, in all fairness, these people, they probably haven't had a software update in about 2 days. So they don't know how to tackle this situation yet.
Yeah.
So until they get their firmware update about what to say next, they've got to go somewhere safe, I guess.
Good point.
You're right. A source revealed to the New York Post that SNL boss Lorne Michaels has a policy where he won't force performers to do anything they don't want to do.
Apart from suck his dick.
Bowen Yang, A.D. Bryant, and other cast members who are triggered by Elon Musk's hosting stint will not have to appear with him if they don't want to. Well, we've already said that 3 times. Okay. And speaking historically, if a cast member has been that unhappy, they don't have to do it. Lorne Michaels says, won't ever make them do anything they don't want to do. Said the anonymous source. The controversial billionaire CEO and SpaceX and Tesla magnate is scheduled to appear on Saturday Night Live on May 8th.
God, so bad.
On Friday Night Tights.
And it appears that some actors and writers are less than pleased at the prospect of working with him. I thought this was bullshit, but I mean, is this real? Like, dude.
I mean, if that was the New York Post that was talking about it earlier. So yeah,
it's real.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds real to me. You wish that Disney, like Disney Kids and Nickelodeon had these same kind of policies. People like Dan Snyder running around there.
Oh, dude. I just got that.
I understood that reference.
I understood that reference.
Hey, clapped on my lamp.
Only CEO.
I understood that reference. Yeah. I understood
all the Steve Rogers quotes tonight.
Who is that guy? He looks like an old washed up piece of shit with a controversial shield.
Now and totally.
This is a black man in the Stars and Stripes. What doesn't he know? That's
that's true. Do better.
Better, Senator. Even though I got no answers to any of your questions, better.
Do better.
I had a friend, just quickly on a side, I got a friend in the industry and I was talking to them and we're discussing Falcon and Winter Soldier. And they said to me, I would not be in the least bit surprised if the whole series was built around that final soliloquy by Falcon.
It was.
Yeah,
probably.
That they had that in mind before they wrote the script for the first episode.
They wrote that, and then the rest of the show came around that, how they were going to get to that point.
Before anything else came out, that's really the first thing we heard about this. The messaging was it's going to tackle America reacting to a black Captain America and all the struggles and obstacles. Like that's what it was. Yep. So it's what it turned out to be.
Which is weird because it's like it's Sam Wilson. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like everyone knows who Sam Wilson is. And also, I was
Winter Soldier. We don't, dude.
Well, and I was kind of mad because I was like, I read Ed Brubaker's run on Winter Soldier, which was this great story about Bucky taking on the mantle and trying to figure out, his whole thing. So at the end of Endgame, spoilers, when they handed the shield to Sam, I was like, it just feels kind of like pandering, and they could have done some kind of a great story arc during the Falcon Winter Soldier series where you know, we're then by the end of the series, then Sam takes it up, and they could have made it a fun and cool and exciting dramatic moment. It's like, okay, well, what kind of Captain America is Falcon going to be? Because Bucky was a different kind, and like, what's Sam Wilson going to do? But you know, again, they I said this on Twitter, but I feel like people they try to make stuff that is of the time, but it's timely in terms of what they think is timely, as opposed to something that's like, you know, that could be timeless and really interesting. But you know, they're inside this gated institutional narrative, and right now everything is about anti-racism and about, you know, well, it's just about racial justice. And
but it's not just pandering, it's insulting to black people, because they are saying that the character of Falcon isn't good enough, isn't strong enough to stand up on its own. It has to be elevated into a white male character, which kind of makes you think what rationale is going on in their brain, because you've got an established character for 4 decades now.
Yeah.
And you're saying no, this character is not good enough in their current role. They're not legitimate enough. We can only legitimize them by making them Captain America because a white guy was this character. That to me is all kinds of fucking screwy racist shit.
Yeah,
that's one that really upset them right there.
They freaked out.
They really got mad about that one, and they not forgot.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
But the funny thing is, Clifton, there was another guy I know on Twitter made the exact same points that you made. Of course, he's white. He gets dragged for being a racist.
Yep.
Obviously.
Well, look, don't think I'll escape from unscathed. They'll call me a coon, Uncle Tom. Yeah, I'm on here right now. You know, I'm looking for white validation and acceptance, and it's like, but the irony is, I actually don't give a fuck what white people think about me. I tell them to their face, like, I don't care. That's what's actually empowering. I just don't care. They're the ones who are obsessed with with what white people think. And really, when you think about it, it's actually a white supremacist ideology, because they're so convinced that white people are just omnipotent. They control everything. They control our destiny. And I'm like, yo, I'm just living my life, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They project their own insecurities and their own racism onto people like me.
Absolutely.
So like,
if I'm saying that I am the only person, my race are the only ones that can save you because you can't get an ID card, you don't know these things, like that is ridiculous. That is exactly like you said, a supremacist ideology where they are the only ones that can save you. And I mean, I think more people are waking up to it each and every day. I hope.
God, I hope so. I really do.
You saw what? Was it Tim? Not Tim Sale. I've got Tim Sale, the artist, in my head. Tim, what's his name?
Tim Scott.
Tim Scott.
Yeah. When Uncle Tim was trending,
you had Uncle Tim. You had white people calling him Uncle Tim. You had fucking people posting, and I hate to say the word because I think it's fucking vile. You had people posting coon dancing fucking gifs of coons.
Yeah.
And this is the progressive fucking left.
It's disgusting.
You are literally exposing what we all know.
There was somebody, I'm gonna name names, some asshole named Scott Nevins. Who was like, you know, I think he's a gay white man in Los Angeles, but he was like, you know, Tim Scott was Uncle Tomming so hard. I was like, and then he deleted it. He deleted the tweet. And I was like, man, I was just laughing because like, these people, this is how these people think. Or, you know, I mean, Joe Biden said it himself. If you can't decide between
me or Trump,
if you can't decide between you want to vote for me or Donald Trump, then you ain't black. And I'm just like,
and nobody called him out for being racist. Jesus.
And he told the military to was it shut the fuck up and give this person a clap or whatever it was. But yeah, but you talk about that guy, Clifton. Somebody had already clipped the tweet and then tweeted it at him. Right back at him, his own tweet in a nice photograph. We got it, dude. You know, you can't fucking you can delete it, dude, but we got it. You know, you can't erase this shit anymore.
Well, because here's the thing, you know, and I said this, you know, it's not that it doesn't matter that he's a racist. It's just that he's the correct kind of racist.
Oh yeah,
Well,
there you
one
go,
for
man.
me and another for me. But that person who did the coon gifs was looked like maybe an Indian or Pakistani woman, and I reported the tweets because I thought they were vile. And I went and I wanted to also report the tweets because I wanted to see what Twitter would do. I wanted to see if Twitter would take any action against them or not take any action, or if they did, what action would be taken. And so I checked on the tweets a day later, and it said these tweets have been removed due to violation of Twitter terms and rules, but the account was fully active.
Of course.
Fully active.
Funny how that is. You know what's really funny is I've heard white people tell black people what they should be or should act like or should eat or all that kind of stuff, probably about as much as since when? Back in
Kotaku did an article where they were talking about the black male voice in video games. And they were berating the voice actor for Barrett in Final Fantasy VII Remake, saying that he's doing stereotypical black voice. These were white people talking about a black actor doing a voice for a black character and telling him how he should fucking do it. Kotaku.
That's what I'm saying. I've never seen this before.
Garbage tier.
I mean, well, to be fair, though,
he's one of the two.
To be fair, I mean, I haven't played the remake, but the original Barrett, just in text form, was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
maybe the actor was just interpreting, based off of the original.
But the actor was the same guy who did the voice in the animated movies, the Advent Children. So he's already done the voice of Barrett.
So he knows the character.
Yeah, he's established the voice of Barrett, and then he does it in the remake. And you got these fucking white princesses.
Well, that's the funny thing, right? Because you have these stupid fucking 20-somethings who come back and they say, like, well, the video game culture has always been racist. Really?
Oh, fuck.
Really?
Off.
Because I remember, not to be the old man, but like, you go to your friend's house or whatever, you play Nintendo, Double Dragon, whatever, you get bored, then you go out and play outside and skin your knees or whatever, and nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, except these people come along and then they try to tell me what it was like at a time when they weren't even fucking alive. Get the fuck out.
In the case of Bear, like, what else do they want? Like the character is like he's a massive black dude. It'd be kind of weird if he sounded like Richard Simmons, wouldn't it? Like,
they probably want him to. There he is. There's
weird.
That's a beautiful fucking Barrett.
That's awesome. The thing is, what do you want that badass dude to sound like?
I'm going to tell
you want him to have a fucking list. What do you want?
I was wondering if we could move over here to pick up some material. Is that all right? Thank you.
And also, he's somebody. He's under so much pressure. He thinks that the world is ending. He's going to swear a lot. He's got a little girl to take care of. You know what I mean? He's got a lot on his plate, and he's trying to save the world in the best way that he thinks he knows how. But we're going to focus on how he sounds. I mean, dude, again, come down to Atlanta, motherfucker. Like there are Uber drivers who sound just like them. I mean, they don't have any contact with normal people, and they just offend their sensibilities. I'm like, dude, black people just. Some people, there are black people that sound like that. Just, I'm sorry, but we there's a whole range of us. You may be surprised.
I think you'll find there's only one black group. That's it.
There's only one correct way to be
white
black.
people. There's only one group of black people, and you all think the same, and you all fucking do the same shit, and you all like and dislike the same shit. Okay, so get with the program, Clifton, please.
Did you hear about the Luther controversy?
That was so stupid.
It was.
Well, that's what I meant earlier about the whole, white people telling black people what they should eat, think, and all that kind of stuff. It's like the whole he doesn't eat enough Caribbean food bullshit. Like, what the fuck is that?
Doesn't eat enough jerk chicken, so he can't be black. So,
nobody is watching Luther and watching his fucking diet. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And also the character in and of itself, I think the other complaint was that he didn't have any black friends. I'm thinking to myself, well, I mean, if anyone had actually watched the show, you have this. It's about this brilliant detective who is very volatile and has a lot of problems. He doesn't have a lot of friends in general. You know, he has black coworkers and he rubs them the wrong way, but he's still good at his job. I mean, that's sort of why the show is so good. You know, it's just, and it's Idris Elba. Idris Elba is considered a sex symbol universally, but he's not black. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, man. But Nigeria, shout out.
In all fairness, this is a BBC problem. This is a British Broadcasting Corporation problem, just in case anyone thought I was going there. Okay.
Hey,
this
BBC,
is British
the best thing in the
Broadcasting
world.
Corporation.
Oh, that BBC.
Yeah, that BBC.
Yeah.
Not the real BBC.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. The Alexander Palace BBC. Because their diversity and inclusion policy is getting worse. It's getting worse and worse. And because
you
they're
mean
hiring
better,
people,
you mean better.
Sorry, better. Yeah, sorry.
Better.
Because they're hiring more people which are so left leaning. You now have a black woman invalidating a black male because of their fucking diet.
That's where we are.
Obviously.
Like I said, black men are next.
Like I've said it over and over again. Once you go down that social justice rabbit hole, it's an endless loop of nonsense, and shit is just insane.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you always find someone more oppressed than the current oppressed group,
or even if you ain't eating Caribbean jerk, you ain't black.
Luther's been going since what, 2011, 2010. This is like a 10, 11-year-old franchise, which is still going to produce more because they're working on a Luther movie as well. So there's still going to be more of this. And then after that amount of time, you want to come out and make a complaint when the show has actually built an audience, built its critical acclaim, built its accolades that the public love from the actual content of the show, the writing, the acting, the experience. Now, 10 years later, Don eating a fucking jerk chicken, rice, and fucking pea.
Zoe! I mean, come on, this show is amazing, bro. He's so, and Idris Elba, he's so good in the show. You know what I mean? It's just, it's so disrespectful to him.
Yep. I don't know who this reviewer is. Hang on. But here, I'll share this tweet.
Movies or video games?
Falcon, Winter Soldier. According to Culture Crave, director Kari Skoglund says the goal was to get everyone to like John Walker by the end of the season, and I think everyone does. And then this guy, he's got this shows you YouTube 1.1 million subscribers. I don't know who this is.
No heard of them.
I'm retroactively lowering my score to 6 out of 10. Now Mueller says you have a few points to go, and
that's great.
I completely agree. But like, okay, so you just watched the show and you heard what the director thought about it afterwards, and you lowered just based on that, just based on liking John Walker, who is a character from the comics who does end up being a hero for a while. And yeah, this is I almost understand a little bit what Hollywood has to go through when you're creating, but you made this bed, Hollywood. These are the people you are making these films for. And I'm not saying this guy's part of the Access Media, but I mean, it sounds very Access Media. It sounds extremely Access Media. And now what Clifton said earlier, we're not making TV shows and we're not telling stories to tell stories anymore. We're making points.
Lectures. We're making lectures.
This weirdo group of people, like they literally want to hate John Walker. They do hate him just because he's fucking white. Just because he is white, they tried to insinuate, well, he must be a fucking white supremacist incel. All those jokes were out there with literally no evidence of any sort. And his entire motivation in the entire show, well, towards the end, is to get revenge for his black best friend who got murdered. Like, it completely subverted anything that anyone actually thought. And by the way, I think he's got a Latina wife or something.
Yeah, he does.
But they want him so badly to be a white supremacist and an incel, because that is how they want everyone to be shown. Every straight white man, they want to show him like that. It's fucking disgusting.
The white supremacist with a black best friend who he's gone multiple tours with, and a Latino wife. I think they don't quite understand what white supremacy is. But
Well, they definitely don't,
I thought
and
he
they
was
don't
likable
care.
from the start, because the first time we were introduced to John Walker, oh my God, we're going back down the fucking Falcon and Winter Soldier rabbit hole again. The first time we were introduced to John Walker, we were shown how good he was. We were shown the way that he was handling the shield, how prepared he was. And then they sat us down. Then they went through his service record. He didn't do anything wrong in the show. He never did anything in the show to make me dislike him. In actual fact, I felt empathy for him because the two protagonists of the show were being complete cunts towards him. And he did nothing to warrant that whatsoever. And so when his best friend gets killed right in front of his eyes and he kills a terrorist as a response to it, and you've got Falcon and Winter Soldier tutting away going, I'm going to have to take his shield away from you now, for doing his fucking job.
Yeah, fellow veteran. And Sam Wilson led groups to help veterans acclimate to society. And all of a sudden he just forgot all about that.
Sam was a great character. He was a great character in Falcon Winter Soldier, great character in Civil War.
Hey, Gary, George has got a Streamlabs, but he's not feeling well, but he's waiting for you to read it. So,
yes, I will do it right now. George, I'm sorry. Thanks for
hope you feel better, George. Show George some love.
Have a lemon
Sorry,
stick.
he's not feeling well.
check out his book on Amazon. Okay, it's a harrowing tale. It's called Scarred. It's on Amazon. It's by George Boilo. We'll put up a link. If one of the mods could put up a link for that, please, I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll share it later. One more before I head to bed. Hail to Comics Division, Tom, Ryan, D-Day Cobra, and hail to Clifton. Love everything you had to say today. I studied at American Academy of Dramatic Arts.
And
much respect to you. And hail as and Nerdrotic.
Oh, thank God for that.
I know. I
was actually getting
verklempt. I was about to get a little verklempt. Kathleen Kennedy is still a fluffer. Hail! All right.
Thank you, George.
Good people. Good people. Good people.
Damn,
he's just such a good fluffer. Why am I so soft?
That's
my secret. I'm always soft.
On that note, I'm gonna bounce. So great job, Clifton. You were awesome, dude. It was awesome.
Thanks, man.
Talking with you. I look forward to playing some Smash Bros and Mario Kart with you.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
So we will make that happen for sure. I'll be live tomorrow on Geeks and Gamers for my solo live stream on Saturday. So check me out over there. Other than that, everybody have a great night and
you too, man.
Fade out. Bye.
Hey.
Bye. Later, dude.
Later, Jeremy. Hey, look.
Let's get Clifton in a white supremacist sandwich.
We should.
It's so strange.
Bald head.
Hopefully tonight's appearance won't ruin. Do you have any prospects that you can talk about? Do you have anything going on right now?
Yeah, I mean, they announced today. God, I mean, I feel like I'm in between a rock and a hard place. All I would ask is for people to just, subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, because I feel like at this point, I'm in kind of neck deep in this stuff right now, and it seems like at this point the solution is to become bigger than the industry, as megalomaniacal as that sounds. But they just announced today. I did a workshop a couple of years ago of a show that was supposed to go to Broadway. They're going to be streaming it very, very soon. So I'll make an announcement about that. I'm very excited to share that with people. But outside of that, you can find me on Twitter at Clifton A. Duncan, and on Instagram at Clifton Duncan Online, and on my YouTube at just my first and last name, Clifton Duncan. And just support heterodox and independent artists. Support people that are coming out, even if you don't like me. Because people like me, we're out here, and I think the paradigm is changing, and we need all the support and all the help we can get. So if you can, shoot some love my way, that sounds kind of weird. I would really appreciate it.
Please do.
Now, when you say shoot some love,
not that way, not that.
Okay, just asking for a friend.
You're confused genitals.
Asking for a friend. That's all.
Yeah, I think
John Barrowman, by the way, was the friend.
Oh.
No, I think we talked about this with Gina, the new movie star, what you were talking about with your friend, is going to be somebody who has probably a platform, some followers somewhere else, and the ability to act. I think that's going to be really important to have for a star to have a built-in fan base of any size has got to be helpful. That's why Hollywood just, they rehash everything because they want those built-in fan bases and then they completely destroy them. I have no fucking idea why. We know why, politics. Yeah. But I think that'd be helpful. I think Gina Carano, we talked about this before. She's going to make more money than she ever made at Disney, being her own brand, having this many followers. If she came on YouTube tomorrow and did some cooking videos, she'd get just as many views as Brie, probably more.
Probably more.
Yeah, and she'd make a hell of a lot of money.
Well, someone said that I had this idea where we could do a remake of The Bodyguard and Gina could play my bodyguard and I can sing the title track. We follow each other on Twitter. We've exchanged some messages, man. She's a real sweetheart, man. And I just, the way she's been treated has just been ridiculous. You know?
Yeah, she's a very genuine, loving, caring person.
Too bad she's fucking hideous.
Yeah, I know. Joey. But no.
Shout out Jay, blew up the internet, again with the dinner video. Shout out Drunk 3PO.
Shout out to Drunk 3PO. Oh, it was such an honor to have dinner with him after he had dinner with Gina Carano. That was special.
Did you get any residual Gina off of it?
A little bit.
Sniffed
We're not
his
talking
jacket
about
a bit.
John G. Ghost, thank you for the $50 donation. He didn't say anything. But there you go. Darth Gorbag for $12.12 on the donation side says, I wish race wasn't made to be such a big deal. Me too. I wish our skin color was just a trivial characteristic like our eye color and our hairstyle, unique to to each of us, but not divisive. I wish it was like that too. It's not that simple, of course. We all want it to be like Star Trek. Right. We do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But there's still, we still have work to do. Obviously still have work to do. But I think, it was progress, not perfection. And listen, I'm telling this from my perspective. I don't know what it's like to walk in Clifton's shoes or Az's shoes or anybody's shoes. I just know that I think progress was being made. And I think we have stopped that progress now, which is bad.
I agree. Yeah.
I think that is bad. And we had a long way to go. Okay. Again, let's go over here to super chats.
Notice Gary didn't mention me because the fucker stole my shoes in Vegas.
Gary, can I just say, I watched John Wick 1, 2, 3 while I was doing stuff today. And do you know how refreshing it was just to watch a movie where A, there was like zero politics. It was just fun. But B, where men and women could have fucking fights.
Yeah.
Huh.
And there were cool fights as well. And I got to give Ruby Rose credit because I thought she was fucking great in John Wick 2.
She didn't say
a word.
She plays mute, so she did fuck all, but she was even her mannerisms though. Mannerisms made the character pretty interesting. So I was like, hey, kudos, you're shitting Batwoman, but
yeah, it's like I was telling XrayGirl behind the scenes. Yeah, that is my preferred status for a woman, silent at all times. So I love Ruby Rose. I love Ruby Rose.
What kind of an insult for an actor is that? If they're like, we're just gonna make her mute.
The original role wasn't actually mute, but they figured that was kind of the best way to go.
That's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, let's just make her mute.
Well, at the beginning of the girl with the dragon tattoo, Daniel Craig is actually meant to do a Swedish accent, and he does his first couple of lines in an attempt at a Swedish accent, and then the director just went, Daniel,
don't.
No, just read him as he's
Yeah, watch the original. The original is better. Although
there's actually 3 of them.
And Fincher did that one, didn't he?
David Fincher. Yeah,
he's good. It just wasn't that.
I love that. I loved this version.
I
just find it funny that he told him to stop with the accent.
Fincher, the most underrated. Well, I guess it's not underrated. Some people, Zodiac. I fucking love.
Oh, that's a great movie.
That's a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
I used to when people came to visit me in San Francisco, they stopped for some reason. I can't imagine why. I used to take them on the entertainment tour, so I'd show them, the road where the bullet chase was done. One of the roads where the bullet chase was done, and then I'd take them to, like, spots where they found victims of the Zodiac killer, like Washington and Cherry. Times, yeah, they enjoyed it. It was actually, I was thinking about maybe actually doing that, because you could tour San Francisco, go see where the parking garage is for 48 hours. It's gone now, but where that street is, there's a bunch of famous film locations that are there. Cool. The stairway at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark is in City Hall. Yeah. Bureaucrats. Did you like that Harrison Ford was getting fooled by that magic trick?
And that was
it's actually like
my house.
Old stoner gets fooled by a magic trick. I mean, it's so impressive.
Get off
shows you how slow
plane.
the news was the other day, because that video is from like 5 years ago.
I know,
but it's still funny. Get the fuck out of my house.
This is Hale for Drunk 3PO for breaking the internet Tuesday with his surprise dinner date with Gina Carano for $9.99. Lord Thundercock. He is Lord Thundercock. Bless you. Fred Sacco for $50 said eagerly awaiting season 3 of Picard.
Oh, God.
Season 3, we got to get season 2 first.
Desperately seeking Picard.
It says season 3 of Picard, quest for peak victimhood. 8 episodes of Picard and Raffi exchanging uncomfortable glances while doing bent over rows, citing images from the vagina monologues. Ably narrated by Clifton Duncan.
Is robot Picard gonna when Q turns out going, cute, stop talking, I'm just a fucking robot, I'm just an android, I'm just a replica of Picard, he's dead? Or do you think Picard's actually gonna put his spirit back into his body?
That's what I think they're gonna do. They're gonna make him a human again.
Yeah, I heard that they were gonna undo that they were gonna
I think so.
What, because they killed Picard at the end of the season and realized there was gonna be a second one?
Well, they always knew there was going to be a second one.
But sorry, I should make myself a little bit more clear. They killed the human Picard at the end of the first season, and then thought they would carry on with a facsimile.
They didn't think people would care or notice. Or
nobody did care.
Notice, but yeah.
Oh, we noticed. Yeah, we cared.
Well, you mean you care that there's a human being, and you don't really care if it's like a pretend human being? I don't get.
Well, Discovery's shut down right now.
Yep.
Good.
Hopefully. JD for $5 says,
keep sending them anthrax every day. I hope so.
JD for $5 when Clifton sang my panties got wet, and
I'm
not even wearing my panties right now.
You might gotta go to the clinic for that. I don't know what's wrong with you. I appreciate it.
Better you got a leaky faucet.
I'm
bleeding internally.
When you sang Happy Birthday, I've never seen so many women slide down stools in all my life.
There we go.
Come on, Gary, you gotta be quicker with it. But
I wasn't thinking about ring.
I would have gone with pause, kind of chill for it in the air for a bit. Just let it linger so you learn your fucking lesson.
Let it linger. Darth Gorbag for $3.33. My brovaries are swelling for Clifton right now.
Oh my God.
Yes. Dark Side Droids for $5. I didn't know Clifton is an original member of Boys to Men. All right. Southeastern Kaiju for $5. Bravo, Clifton. Tunes for Melissa. Hail. They loved it. Darth Star Weaver for $5. Hail, gang, and Clifton. I have an idea for a sci-fi series. Would you want to be in it? I'm sure you have do you have an email or a representative?
I do, but the question is, can you afford me?
That's there's value. Value.
I'm just getting I can't get the stream up. My stream's not.
Mine's good.
Quentin Daniels for $14.99. This is why I follow Clifton on Twitter and enjoyed him on Tim Pool's stream. A common sense gent with a great voice and statements on the current climate. His Kickstarter idea is great too. Do you have a Kickstarter idea, Clifton?
I don't have it. No, I think they're just kind of generally talking about just crowdfunding new projects. I think that's sort of where similar to what the comics creators are doing. I think people need to break out and just be like, look, this is what people want. We have this idea and we want to pursue it, and hopefully down the road we'll be able to do it.
Yeah,
it's kind of already happening in a lot of ways.
Yeah, true, very true.
Warren Smith for $5 Australian says, I never heard of Clifton before, to be honest, but I'm a big new fan. Respect. There you go.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
John Miller for $5 says, thank you, Clifton Duncan.
You're welcome.
And Bertrand Kurt Russell for $2 says, hail Clifton, I first saw you on Trigonometry, and I saw that too. I watched it today.
Fantastic.
In the gym. It was fantastic. I'll link that in the description on the upload. It's really, really good. And then here we go. Clifton. I read this one, but it says you have a fan for life. You have a fan for life.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Get the ones specifically to you as we wrap things up. Sorry folks, that freaking break really pissed me off today. I gotta say, man, I don't know what happened. My kid wasn't on Zoom. That's usually what's going on. And yeah, I don't know what happens except my internet just sucks. That's great. That's just fucking fantastic. Let's try this. There we go. And Jim the Skeptic, dear Mr. Beekler. Wow. I sound like I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
You have exhausted your free months of service with America Online. Please use the donation to move.
Just get another disc. Get another disc.
Yeah.
To move your little internet show to prodigy.net. Sincerely, AOL.
Fucking Prodigy. Holy shit.
Earthlink.
Earthlink. That's right.
Shit.
Hail Friday Night Tights. Hail Clifton Duncan. Yes, I deserve that one. Hey everyone, and hi Clifton. There you go.
Hey, how you doing?
Good
to meet you.
I guess you weren't included with everyone, so you had to add the extra on the end there. But
that's good. All right, so we're gonna wrap things up, folks. Clifton's been with us way too long, poor guy, and I need to eat. So Super Chat Square Up, by the way, is up on Nerdrotic Live. This will be up on Nerdrotic Live when it's done. All Super Chats will get read. I do not leave them behind. It might take a week or so, but they will get read and answered properly. And again, make sure to subscribe to Nerdrotic Live and also subscribe to Nerdrotic Daily. I run that with Perry Chan, the great Perry Chan, and he killed it this week, guys. Those videos were freaking great this week?
Yeah, I know. I was in a lot of them, so I thought they were fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes to stroke asses.
I'm glad Az liked them. I'm glad
I love them.
All right, so let's go around the horn so these fine gentlemen can plug their channels and get out of here. Thank you once again, Clifton, and we will start with Tom.
Well, hello. You can find me on Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark and a few other places hanging around. And we are starting a new channel, Midnight's Edge Espanol. So if you speak Spanish, there you go. Check that out. And we got a few other things coming as well.
I guess it's on me. Once again, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Gary, for having me. Thank you, everybody. It's been wonderful hanging out with all my favorite Nazis. You can find me on Twitter at Clifton A. Duncan. You can find me on Instagram at Clifton Duncan Online, and at YouTube at Clifton Duncan. That's just my name. That's where I plan on posting more of my entertainment focused content. but support me and just follow me in my future endeavors and see where I go, because I'm neck deep in it now. So we'll see what happens. But thanks for everybody, all the viewers. You've been fantastic, and I had a really good time, and I can't wait to get back to Smash Brothers.
Nice. We got a super chat. Zen Tolton for 100 100 Argentinian pesos. Clifton Duncan is right. I've been playing since I was 3. I'm 34, and I've never thought games were racist or any of this shit they say. I will always love games. Twitter can go F themselves. There you go. And Amazing Friday Night Tights. I loved Idris Elba since I saw him in The Wire as Stringer Bell. Clifton Duncan, you're speaking the truth. I think you were born in Germany. We don't roll with the Hollywood bullshit, brother. Keep up the good work, says Grin Akuma for 20 euros. All right, back to plugging there, and let's go to Comics Division.
Well, for the record, I got to set some stuff straight. My wife is Jewish, and therefore I'm probably the worst Nazi out there.
God damn. You need to do better.
I do. I need to do better.
You do.
Anyway, on Comics Division, you can follow me on my channel, Comics Division. I'm on Minds as well as Twitter at Comics Division. You can also follow me at Unsafe Space, where I talk about the Great Reset and occasionally host a live stream with Carrie.
But wait, if you fetishize your wife, then you can get away with it, I think.
I guess so.
I think you do. Yeah. And yeah, check that. That was a great stream with Jeremy from
that was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Watch the whole thing. Good job. We're going to get Carrie back very, very soon. Deranged Lunatic, aka DL for $1.99 says, Clifton, I just subscribed to your channel.
Hell yeah.
And it links in the description. Subscribe often. We're going to go to Ryan. Plug your channel.
Well, thank you, Gary. Thanks for having me on, as always. I'm sharing my screen real quick, Gary, because I wanted to talk about a little giveaway I'm doing on my Sunday stream that I do at 3:30 in the afternoons. As you guys know, myself and Drunk 3PO both went out to Vegas on the John Bartolo show. If you guys want to be entered to win another one of these awesome Lucille bats from Praetorian Ventures, go watch this, subscribe to his channel. Put a comment below to let them know that you were there. And from all those comments over the next couple of days, I'm going to be selecting somebody and giving it away on my stream. We already have one winner, and these are pretty fucking badass. So that's the plug I got going on. Subscribe to John. Awesome dude. Watch this stream we did where I have all these fucking guns behind me, and it was badass. So thank you, Gary.
No, you're welcome, and thank you.
And yeah, John dropped us a couple super chats. I saw those, man. Thank you for being here, and thanks for supporting.
He did.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get to it.
No, that's all right. He sent a couple just saying, love you guys, appreciate you all. And then he sent another one. I believe it was John 3:16. The fandom will win, or something like that.
The fandom finds a way for $19.99. Thank you, John. And we got one more for what the hell are you calling?
Oh no, his internet's going to go down.
I know, right? Human Kirk for 10 pounds says, Clifton, I wish we could go back to the 90s race relations. I'm African, and growing up, my hero was non-black Captain Picard. Wokeism destroyed him. Identity politics tells me I can't look past race.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I mean, I wanted to be Luke Skywalker and Indiana. I discovered both the Indiana Jones trilogy and the Star Wars trilogy when I was like 9 or 10 years old, man. You know, I mean, I get it, bro. I hear you, but thank you.
Perfect age for that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. And please plug your channel.
You know where I am, folks. Look, I just want to say massive thank you for Clifton for coming on. It's been real pleasure. I mean, it's so great to have a new guest, a guest we haven't had on before. That has, contributed such intelligent conversation, interesting conversation. And it's just a credit that you're willing to be vocal. And I know it sounds a bit wishy-washy, but in an industry that is so discriminatory at the moment, based just purely on where you tick a box for once every 4 years, or, what color, what pigmentation is of your skin, it's wonderful to have people that actually will speak just truth and be normal. And I think the more that we can just treat each other like human beings again, instead of what pigmentation we have, or what genitalia we have, or what we want to identify as, the sooner we can just get back to treating people like people again, the better. So massive thank you for coming on, dude. Would love to have you back soon.
Hey, thanks, man. Love to come back. Appreciate it. Amen. And a woman.
And yeah, you are welcome back anytime. It's been a great show. And just I absolutely agree with what Az just said. People ask me, like, why do we keep trying to, why don't I take that black pill? Because we have people like Clifton out there. There's a lot of people like Clifton in Hollywood who haven't found their voice. Clifton has his voice and has the nads to go out and speak his mind, and it's not partisan at all. It's not. It's common.
It's not.
It's common sense. And what Az says, it's just being a normal human being. Let's sit down, talk, find our commonalities, and actually we have the majority in common, and we might disagree on a few things here and there, and we don't focus on that. And if Hollywood could remember that, they would make a lot more money, and the world would probably be a little bit of a better place right now instead of so divisive. And they have played their part. So thank you again, Clifton. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nerdrotic. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and a donation. You keep the lights on and keep all these fine people happy. We will be back next week, and hopefully my internet will not interrupt the show. So it's going to be an abrupt ending on this one. Again, thanks to the Nerdrotic. Thanks to XrayGirl. Thanks to Perry Chan. Good night, everybody. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Vote for Caitlyn Jenner.